Palworld recently got a big update called Feybreak, and it's time to return to Palpagos Island once more. Palworld is an open-world survival game filled with unique creatures called pals. We can capture them as allies to help in combat and everyday life. So join me as I explore Palpagos Island once more in this brand new update. Catch these brand new creatures and also fight a bunch of evil criminals. So let's begin. And so our journey begins, waking up in an unfamiliar place, being stared down by these random creatures. This place was called the Windswept Hills, and immediately I tried exploring the area and headed straight to this thing which has a glowing red light. So this thing is called a fast travel point. So we have unlocked this, acquired one technology point, and finally our adventure begins. So we'll be talking to this person right here who was nice enough to give us like 10 pieces of wood so we can start making our own primitive workbench. I couldn't really find a suitable spot, so I think this will work. I can just dismantle this afterwards once I have made the items that I needed. So what I needed right now was a stick to whack some stuff. But for now, let me just loot a bunch of food like these berries right here. The first thing I made was a pickaxe because I know I'm gonna be needing this tool to mine some stones. And with my pickaxe, I started collecting a bunch of rocks. After collecting a good amount, I then made myself a stone axe so we can start chopping down trees for those lovely wood. And then it was now time to craft ourselves some pal spears so we can start capturing some pals so we can make them work for us. Our partner in this game. So this is our first victim, the Lambo. And with my pal spear, I have captured the Lambo. Let's go. And yeah, each pal has like a certain skill. And for this Lambo, you can basically use this as a meat shield. So this will tank all the damage that you take instead of yourself. Anyways, for now I decided to chop a bunch of wood as I needed a lot of materials on this journey. While doing this, I actually had my Lambo craft me some cloth, and with this cloth we can make some clothes, but I need to unlock it first. After unlocking the recipe, I then had my Lambo craft it for me while I continued chopping down some wood. And now that it's done, just look at us. We're no longer naked. We have clothes. So it's time to find a better base because this current base is pretty small. And since I still had a lot of balls with me, I decided to capture another set of Lambos because our Lambo needs some friend. Since these are like the beginning pals, they're not really hard to deal with, but oh my god, my Lambo just murdered someone. Anyways, let's catch these Cativas. It's pretty annoying that I don't have any ranged weapon because they'll just keep running and running. And oh my god, we better catch this before our Lambo murders another pal. I swear to god, this thing is out for blood. It just keeps attacking and attacking. Just look at it roll. Anyways, we have captured the two pals and no one died. And looky, I found myself a treasure box. I got myself some gold, a pal spear, and some souls. And look at this little creature called the Gomos. So yeah, we better chop this down and then capture it once it's low enough. And let's go, we have another pal to our team. And I think I decided what is the best place for the base. This area looks very spacious with nothing to like hinder our buildings, I guess. Also, there was a fast travel point here, so it's very convenient. So time to activate this thing. Anyways, I've decided to make this place my home base as it was very spacious and kind of flat, I guess. It has a slope, but not really a problem. We can always make foundations. And so I made myself a pal box. And what a pal box is, it basically claims this area as your own. It's a giant circular area. It's pretty big, that's why it's not visible, but yeah. It's now our area. It's our base now. Anyway, since I still had some pal spears, I then captured more pals. This thing is called a cremis, and I'm not really sure what the use of this thing is, but I can get some wool from this if I butcher it. And since it was getting dark, it was finally time to make ourselves a really simple house that will protect us from rain. Also, so we can craft like a bed underneath this roof and we can sleep. Alright, so we have an open house right here. No one will disturb us. The next day, I laid out a bunch of straw pal bed, which my Cativa will take care of. I also started setting up a bunch of stations like the primitive workbench, a repair bench, and other stuff. And then started crafting stuff like a common shield that will give me like an invisible energy shield that will protect my life. I'm not sure why I'm holding this Lambo right here, but alright, cool. And finally, we have started crafting the ranged weapon of our dreams, the old bow. And I'll have my pals craft me some arrows as well. Anyhow, I've been following this quest to upgrade my pal base, so I just build stuff that it's wanting me to build, so we can increase the capacity of pals that we can have at our base, so we'll have more workers. Another thing, sometimes wandering merchants visits your base. So this guy right here sells like the palladium fragments for only 20 gold each. So I use up all my money because it's a hassle to gather those palladium fragments, I swear. If you're wondering, palladium fragments are these little blue rocks that are dropped from this blue rock. And it's used to craft pal spears and other important stuff. I also crafted myself a new and improved stick called the bat. And look, I found myself an Ichthai deer that was just like walking around my base. So I of course plan to capture this thing, and oh my god, my damage is pretty low. But we have a bunch of pals already in our base, so they will help us attacking this level 11 Ichthai deer. And if you don't know, I'm currently just level 7. Anyways, we have our bow and arrow, and hopefully our pals don't kill this thing and we manage to capture this thing. So we have someone who will like chop some wood for us. Oh no, I only have like 3 left and it's dying, and my pal will continuously try to kill it because it's in our base. Well, we captured it. Let's go. Anyways, now that I have a bunch of arrows and my bow, it was now time to go out on an adventure and capture new pals. So this thing right here is called a Fox Sparks. Another thing I can get on these explorations are a bunch of eggs. Eggs are really good to like immediately get a random pal that you would never dare to encounter early in this level. We just need an egg incubator, and for that we need to fight our very first elite boss so we can get some ancient technology points. Also, that cute penguin is called a pengulette. So yeah, the hunt continues because hunting or catching pals is a very good experience source. You will level up fast the more pals you catch. And so that's my goal right now, just to catch every pal that I've encountered since I have some balls. And upon further exploration, I then found this new pal we haven't encountered yet called Tansy. It was a monkey pal. We got it. Also, another grass type I found here were something called a lift monk. They were squirrel type pals, and I hate how they kept running away. But anyways, we caught one. Time to slam it down with our baseball bat. And another one. Anyways, after chasing it down for a while, I also caught the second one. Let's go. I then invaded a base that was full of syndicates. They were only level 5, so I wasn't really scared. It was almost nighttime, so it's pretty dark since I don't have any light source at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, just using my club, I slapped their face while they have their guns. And after beating most of the syndicates, I then rescued this imprisoned pal called a Fuddler, I think. Fuddler. Yeah. The easiest pals to hunt at night are these sleeping fox sparks. Since they're like embodied in flame, they were very easy to spot. So yeah, I captured a bunch of them before going home since there was like a nearby fast travel point down here. I then caught a Depresso that's for some reason in my base. Well, I think he wants to join the team. Anyways, I continued collecting materials to improve my base, also to craft spears and stuff. And I'm not sure how I got this grenade, but I got some grenade with 750 power. We can use this on our fight on Chillette. I then unlocked the recipe for making a helmet. So it's called a feather headband, and currently my Lambo is making it. It's not really noticeable, but at the very least, it gives us some HP and defense, I believe. And looky, we have a new bow called the 3-shot bow. I then captured this alpaca-looking pal visiting my base, so of course, I'm capturing this thing. And while waiting for my 3-shot bow to finish crafting by my pals, I then decided to catch random pals just in the field so I can maybe level up. And finally found the first flying pal we're gonna catch. So this thing is called the Nightwing. I immediately shot an arrow in my bow before it runs away. So yeah, I will make sure I'll capture this thing because I want a rideable flying mount. So yeah, this thing is the answer to our troubles of flying. After a couple of hits by Lift Monk, his HP is now low enough for us to try and catch it. I don't want to try hitting it again. It might die. And we have successfully caught the Nightwing. And it has like a good passive called Serenity. I'm not really sure what it does. But hey, we got our flying mount. Let's go. I then found another one and caught it afterwards. So I guess this area is populated with the Nightwing, which was pretty nice. I was trying to look for a Nightwing with a passive called Runner so it will move faster. But yeah, we're not really that lucky. Any Nightwing is good enough for me as long as it's not a negative trait. As I continued my journey, I then found this cute little elephant. It's called a Defant. It's a water type, small, cute elephant pal. Yeah. Also, I encountered this NPC called the Messenger of Love, level 50 with a handgun. Like, why? What does this even do? I have no idea. It's a new update, I guess. Anyways, it's finally the time to fight our very first boss. So this is the Chillet, and I know my HP is pretty low, but I think I'm strong enough to handle this even with my low HP because I have grenades. But yeah, I'm not really properly using this. I'm throwing it wrong. It did not even damage the Chillet. Anyways, our Lift Monk is so strong, and his leaf attack against this Ice Dragon type, it's pretty strong. It's almost dead already. Look at this. Will not be killing this guy because I plan to capture this thing, so I'll be calling off my Lift Monk once it's weak enough. Sadly though, the unexpected happened. I did not plan to summon my monkey, but yeah, it killed Chillet. Well, at least we got the technology point to unlock the egg incubator. Oh yeah, this is one of the Feybreak update, or I don't know. I never really encountered this before, but I got the Chillet bounty token. I then encountered this leaf pal that looks like a corgi called Capriti. Anyways, using my Fox Sparks, I tried to lower their HP down and then attempted to capture them. I was able to catch one, but the other one, my Fox Spark, killed it accidentally, so sad. Anyways, I found a really good spot for mining some ores. So I really should mark this on my map, but I already know like a pretty decent spot for ore grinding as well. So, for now, I'll just like take some until my pickaxe break or something. Afterwards, I found an area called the Fort Ruins. There are a bunch of monkeys, Capriti, and Lift Monks here. But more specifically, I just wanted to get to the travel point so I can go home and sleep. It was finally time to make ourselves some ingots. So I crafted like 3 of these primitive furnaces, and I will assign like 3 Fox Sparks for this. So it's time to get better armors. I also crafted something called a Statue of Power, and what it does is there are these green looking things around the map called the effigies, and it will improve our catching power once we've collected enough. If you guys remember Depresso, look how hardworking he is. Yeah. I incubated one of the random eggs I found in the wild, and it turned to be a Toko. Now we have this funny looking bird. I also have one more egg, and I was very happy to get a Dumod because Dumod has like tier 2 in mining. Also, if you put Dumod in a ranch, it will produce high quality pal oil, which is very useful. Anyways, I then continued building up my base. Currently, I'm making a crusher. Crusher are very useful in order to make fibers out of wood or palladium ores out of stones. Also, this Malpaca was gained from an egg, and for some reason, it was an elite and it had like a runner passive skill. So I of course made myself the saddle to see how fast this thing can go. And once that was done, it was now time to try this out. It was very big, but it wasn't really as fast as I thought. But yeah, at least we got a saddle, right? I then crafted myself a hot spring so my pals can relax at home. Just look at this guy in action. It's pretty fast, I guess. But not enough in my opinion. I then crafted myself something called a Lift Monk's submachine gun. What this does is it enables us to do a partner skill with our Lift Monk, and our Lift Monk will use like a submachine gun to rain bullets on the enemies. And if you haven't seen the 3-shot bow in action, this is basically how strong it is. And as you can see, it's killing like low-level monsters fairly fast. So I'm kinda like killing them accidentally from time to time. And since I've reached level 15, we can now unlock the technology for the Nightwing saddle. So now we have a flying mount. I eventually stumbled upon a place called the Small Settlement. And this place, there are like 2 types of merchant. One that sells items and one that sells pals. I was hoping to see the merchant would be selling something called a Gale Wing. It's a very good pal that can swap your glider into a Gale Wing, which enables you to glide faster. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. Sadly, he wasn't selling one, so yeah. Dumod is honestly pretty useful. Look at this guy helping me mine some ores. And yeah, the purpose of this guy later on will be to make us some high quality pal oil, because high quality pal oil is needed in order to craft some makeshift guns. I finally made myself a high quality workbench, and with this I can now craft even stronger armor and also stronger tools like this metal pickaxe right here. I also made this pal dressing facility. It seems that the costumes in Palworld are for free. I'm not really sure because once I checked the insides, it seems I can use all the costumes that were available. We have a cool one here called the Sunglasses Cativa. And then for our Depresso, we can do Party Depresso. There are many more, but I don't really have these pals unlocked. And this frog is so cute. What the heck? Anyways, I continued crafting my tools. I also already got my Nightwing saddle, and the next tool is the metal axe. I just need to make the shield and then the armor, then I'm off to hunting other pals. And just look at my new and improved armor. Yeah, we have a new suit now. I then made this thing called a monitoring stand, and I swear to God this thing is so useful. It will prevent your pal from doing something unnecessary by setting its preference. I then crafted myself a spear workbench. I needed this thing in order to craft stronger pal spears, as well as this module called the heavyweight module. It's one of the new things in the new patch, and what it does is it increases the weight of your balls and increases your capture strength by 1. Just a few more preparations and I'll be sure to head out. Currently, I'm just crafting some mega spears for our adventure. It was now finally time to go back on our adventure. And with our Nightwing, it's very convenient to go up mountains because we can now fly. Sadly, it's pretty strong that it can one-shot this new pal that we've discovered called Spark It. Another thing I added to Feybreak are bounty targets. So this thing is like one of the bounty targets. You can tell by their HP bar on top, as well as they're glowing in purple, meaning they're like a boss type enemy. Since this guy was only like level 12, it was fairly easy to deal with. It's still pretty tanky though, but thank God we have our air cannon and grass cutter on our Nightwing that, yeah, we made this guy pretty easy. And with this final shot, we have defeated this guy. And also, we have received something called a successful bounty token. And what you can do with this is go to a settlement and you can exchange this for either a potion that increases your pal's stat, or you can also trade this for tech manuals, which gives you like technology points. Anyways, I then raided this level 5 syndicate camp where it had another fuddler trapped inside. I would like more fuddlers in my base, so yeah, I'm gonna be rescuing this guy. Look at this lift monk submachine gun. It's pretty fun. I then built myself something called a PAL expedition station. And with this thing, you can send out a lot of pals to an expedition, a maximum of 100. There are a lot of rewards we can get from this, like pal spears and other items, but sadly we need to beat a syndicate tower first in order to unlock this function. So that's currently my goal right now, so I can send my pals to an expedition. I then laid out a bunch of platforms because yeah, this slope is starting to be a problem because I can't build things anymore. I really just need to put ranch so that my Dumod can start producing me some oils. because I'll be needing it soon once I reach enough level to make some makeshift guns. And yeah, this looks good. My Doomwood can pretty much chill inside and make some oils. Not really sure what's up with this penguin, but he's spewing like water while hammering. This is so weird, but yeah, okay, cool. And this is what I mean by how powerful the monitoring stand is. So basically, you can just set a pal to do one certain task. Also, there's another option to do like preference on what you want them to do. Like stop some handiwork or something because they're pretty bad at the handiwork and they're only good at kindling. For this one, I just disabled most of the stuff my Doomwood would do except for hanging out in the ranch. Anyways, it's now time to challenge another boss. I've been farming and base building so far. It's finally time to go on another adventure. So this place is called the Sealed Realm of the Frozen Wings, in which a Pen King resides inside. So this thing was level 15, and I think my Lift Monk will do really well against this guy, especially with the submachine gun. Just look at this. It's so fun to use the submachine gun. Sadly, I can't simultaneously use my bow with it because, you know, if I release my hold, the submachine gun will stop attacking it. Oh my god, I'm dying to this thing. I keep freezing. I should really prioritize just killing these guys instead of like trying to catch them, or else I'll probably die. I forgot to mention I also made myself a Fox Spark harness, so I can have a pal ability with my Fox Sparks. Well, I will turn this into a flamethrower. Even though we're dying, but with the power of the trainer and its pal, we flamethrower the face of this Pen King. And I'll eventually stop so it doesn't die, and I'll try to capture this. This pal is pretty useful. It has like 2 in handiwork, I believe, and also 2 in mining. So yeah, it's pretty good. And we have successfully caught the Pen King, and I have like 64 HP left. That's crazy. I then explored some mountains and got a bunch of eggs using my Nightwing. So yeah, as you can see, a flying pal is very convenient. So useful. Also, upon this journey, I then found some direwolves. We can make this into a mount. Direwolves are pretty fast on the ground. Way faster than our alpaca we had before. Also, I did not really notice, but there was actually a bounty target just on my left side called Turncoat. But first though, let me just activate this fast travel point. I might die, so at the very least, we have an easy access to coming back here. After that, I then challenged Turncoat, and as usual, I'm in the air because they can't do anything about it because I'm high above here. They can't really aim their pistols at me. Haha, poor guy. We can easily defeat this guy, and with this, we have defeated our second bounty target. Let's go. I then hatched the verdant egg that we have recently gotten from our adventures, and it was a Cinemoth. I'm not really sure what this thing is used for, but I think it's planting or medicine making, but I don't really need it. But I got a Gale Claw for one of the common eggs, and I was very happy about this. All I need now is the pal gear for it, and we can make use of it. I looked around and when I can unlock that pal gear for the Gale Claw, but it seems it's at level 23. What? Well, it's fine. I can just try and level up so we can have that really good movement pal. I resumed my adventure and found a new pal called a Jolthog. Let's go. I caught even more of them afterwards because, yeah, they're just hanging around here, so of course it's mine for the taking. Also, capturing pals is really great for experience, and I really need to reach level 23 so I can use my Gale Claw. And since I was here, I then defeated Turncoat again. All the bosses in this game respawn after a day's time, so there's always a boss after sleeping. I was also currently leveling up my Sparkit as I was trying to defeat a water type pal soon, so I need an electric type to deal a lot of damage to it. As I was heading towards the boss, a random event suddenly occurred. So there was a supply drop that's been initiated. So of course, screw the boss. Let's go for the supply drop. Supply drops contain really valuable items, sometimes accessories and potions that will permanently increases your player's stats. So for this one, I got a schematic for our makeshift handgun. So that's pretty good. And we also have a remedy that increases our work speed. So I was very happy with this reward. Look, another new pal called Musarinas. So this thing, of course, will produce some milk for us if we put it in a ranch. So I'm capturing one because we will need milk in order to make some cake. Cake are useful once we've unlocked breeding. I also captured a bunch of water pals called Celery and Kelpsy. They mostly give like pal fluids, and I'm not really sure what they do once they're in our base. But yeah, just wanted to capture them because I don't have them yet. As I continued my adventures, I then found myself a new type of flying fowl called a vanworm. So it's a fire and dark type, I believe. I think that is the symbol for a dark type, not really sure. Anyways, I intend to capture this thing. It might be faster than the Nightwing since it's a higher tier, I guess. Or it's because, oh my god, I can't hit it with my balls. It's my third ball. And finally, yes, we've captured the vanworm. We just need to make the saddle and we can ride it. Also, I was very surprised to see a nest of Relaxaurus Rex. And oh my god, there's like 3 eggs in the middle. I think I want to go commando on them and just grab the eggs and go home afterwards. But I think I might die if ever I do it. So I think I need to wait at nighttime. Well, I couldn't wait. And it's time to drop in like a champ and loot everything and run away afterwards. So that was the plan. And let's see if it works out. And oh my god, my inventory is full. I only grabbed like 1 of the eggs. It's finally time to run away, or I think I'm gonna die here. I did not die, but my Nightwing died. I'm pretty safe, I think. If they don't hit me with their skill shots, I'll just try to, like, as much as possible, run away. Honestly, they didn't stop chasing me, so I had to run to the nearest fast travel point. So if ever I die, I can just travel back here. After finding, like, a really good cover, I then summoned my direwolf to help me fight this thing and then try to capture one. And I successfully did. Let's go. So now all I really need to do is wait for nighttime and then I can just sneak in and grab all the eggs that I haven't gotten yet. And as night fell and every Relaxaurus Rex here was sleeping, it was finally time to steal the eggs. There were also a bunch of ammos nearby, so if I still have like inventory space, I'll just grab it all. After reaching level 21, I can now unlock something called a musket and a coarse ammo. So with this, we can now have a really good firepower called a gun. Also, I've unlocked the vanworm saddle. So I have all the materials already in order to craft this. While just chilling on my base, a sudden raid happens. A Toko Implode unit. Thankfully, there's only like 2 of them. I can easily handle this and maybe catch them. They're only like level 5, so yeah, fairly easy to deal with. But for some reason, I keep missing my shot. Like, oh my god. Anyways, here we have it. Our first capture of the raid unit. All our pals are alerted. They're pretty scared of this Toko, but oh my god, hope they don't kill it. Let me catch this thing. Yes, we got it. Then mined a couple of ores because I needed some ingots for guns. Afterwards, it's finally time to face this level 17 boss called Azurobe. I think my spark kit is good enough to fight this guy. It's currently level 17 already, and I think, yeah, it's strong enough. And so I went to the ground, summoned my spark kit, and just look at its damage. Not really that high, but at the very least, it paralyzes Azurobe, so it's pretty helpful, I guess. My bow is starting to not do damage anymore, so I really need a new weapon. Basically a gun. Anyways, we have our reliable spark kit here. Hopefully he can do a lot of damage enough to make us capture Azurobe. I eventually had to swap Nightwing in because my spark kit was dying. Anyways, with our Giga Spear, we actually got it in 1 ball. Let's go. So it's now time to capture a bunch of random water type here that we encounter. So this thing is a Celery. I think it's my first Celery. Oh, never mind. So yeah, I need to capture one because I don't think I've captured one yet. Or I think I did earlier. I don't remember. Anyways, let's just capture one. I then raided another Syndicate camp. This time they were level 10, but it's not really hard to deal with. And this time, the one they captured was a Dumod. So I'm pretty glad to get this thing because a Dumod can mine ores for you. So I'm planning to make an ore mining base soon enough. And while exploring the night, I found a shiny Daydream. Is it a shiny or is it called a lucky Daydream? But anyways, we found a shiny Daydream. So I'll make sure to not kill this thing so I can capture it. Yeah. We got it. I of course made myself a Daydream necklace so the Daydream can assist us on battle even if I don't bring him out of his ball. Gotta use this thing since it's shiny, it should be like 20% stronger than normal. Alright, so it's finally time to improve our arsenal. So we're crafting a musket right here. And it's time to test out the damage on this thing. 3.7k, oh my god. The reload time is really slow though. That's the only problem with this gun, I swear. Anyways, I decided it was finally time to face this boss right here. We have a level 15 Dumod, and it should be good against this electric type boss in this tower. So this boss has like 30,000 HP, but worry not, we have our Duma doing some ground attacks for this lightning Grisbolt. And we also have our musket to deal like a lot of damage. Like I said, reloading is the problem of this thing. But yeah, Duma's actually pretty decent for level 15. That's crazy. Not really sure what level Zoe and Grisbolt is, but they don't really feel that strong. Also in the Feybreak update, they nerfed the boss. They reduced the amount of damage they reduce. If that makes sense. But yeah, they're more squishy now than before. So yeah, even if we're like low level, we can take care of this boss. All I'm really doing is just running around and like try to land a headshot or something. You can also shoot like the person riding and it's also a critical hit. As long as we dodge everything, it's not a problem. Grisbolt also has this laser attack that does a lot of damage, but if you can recall your pal before it shoots it, then it doesn't take any damage. Smart. It didn't take long, and we eventually beat Zoe and Grisbolt with one more shot. Just do one more shot. Let's go. And after defeating the boss, I got teleported on top of the tower, which was pretty nice because it's a good spot to like glide around or look around for some effigies. My next target was this really big alpaca called King Paka. I took care of its minions first because they're very annoying and they keep spitting on you until like, you know, it's just annoying. I tried like aerial combat, but it has a range attack, so I think this is a bad idea and I should go down, or else I might eventually just succumb to my death. This thing is the definition of cute and deadly. It kind of looks like a Pomeranian, but yeah, pretty big though. It was time to shred this guy's armor using our Lift Monk combo. So for some reason, it doesn't fire if I have my musket on me. So I think I need to change my weapon in order for this Lift Monk to actually do something. So I just use my axe, hold down my button, and try to beam this down with an SMG, but it did really not do that much damage. Yeah, we're almost there. We almost beat the King Paka. Just a few more hits. Couple of headshots, I guess. And let's avoid like most of its attack and we should be able to survive. My little Lift Monk was actually really strong. Just look at this. King Paka's dying. I should really recall this or else it will kill it. Then let's try catching this thing. With an 84% chance, I doubt it will escape. And we have defeated and captured King Paka. Let's go. I then encountered and caught this pal I haven't encountered yet called Vixie. Well, I caught the previous one. I then crafted some new stuff on my base like the mill and a wheat plantation. I just need to craft this in order to upgrade my base again. There's also this new thing called the PAL Labor Research Laboratory. I'll get more in depth to it after it's been crafted. Anyways, let's check out our expedition station. And since we've already beaten like the first tower, we can now send our pals to this cave in the grassland expedition. So what they'll get is a bunch of spears. Max would be the Giga Spear since it's a low-level expedition. And now it takes like 25 minutes for us to get all the rewards on this expedition. And all of our pals that were in our pal box that are not doing anything will be the ones going on an expedition. And once they return, they will bring a bunch of items. Now that we're 23, we have unlocked the recipe for a Gale Claw glove. So it's time to make this thing because the Gale Claw is amazing. It's always gonna be on my pal team. I also made a vanworm saddle. It's time to upgrade our flying pal into a faster version of a bird. And lastly, here's me riding my direwolf. This thing is pretty fast. Let's look at this thing. Damn, so good. I just need a couple more things before I resume my adventure. Here we have a new armor called the metal armor. And also I can craft myself a metal helmet. So this is what we look like now with our new armor set. And here we have the helmet. Pretty cool. It was fairly easy to travel now that we have our dog. I mean, the flying mount was good, but the dog just makes traveling land much faster. And also we can use this to like attack lower level pals and like catch them. It's harder when you're like riding your flying type. Also, I bullied this guy since he's really near a fast travel point and he keeps giving me like the bounty paper, which is used to exchange for tech points. I then saw something scary. I guess it's something that they added on the Feybreak update. So this is a rampaging Relaxaurus. And just look at what kind of attack he's trying to attack us with. This guy looks really threatening and I'm not really doing that much damage. And oh my god, my direwolf is already dying. This thing is crazy. Tried kiting it using a rock. Like shoot it, then hide behind a rock. But it's gonna take a while if ever we do this. So I think I should just ignore this for now since it's a level 30. And I'm just 23 and it killed my direwolf. What the heck? So yeah, let's run for it. It hurts a lot. And it's so fast. What the heck? It ran on our face. And what's that? A laser beam or something? Oh my god. Yeah, I can't deal with this thing. It's too strong for me right now. Oh my god, it's sniping at me. I think I'm done. I'm done for. It's over. Well, I didn't give up. I thought that maybe I can maybe beat this by using like my air type and just attack it from above. But it doesn't seem like it as it tries to beam me down like this and my Nightwing's already dying. I should abort this. Run away, run away. But then it does his laser beam attack and snipe my Nightwing dead. And well, yeah, I learned my lesson. Let's not fight this thing again. Alright, so I entered this place called the Crescent Moon Shore. And there are a bunch of pals here that I haven't caught yet. Here we have the Bristla. It looks like a thorny rose pal. So yeah, we'll be capturing this one. There's also this humanoid looking one called the Robin Quill. So yeah, definitely capturing this for, you know, the first capture experience points. As well as I just want a lot of pals on my pal box so I can have more for the expeditions. Yeah, there's this little one right here that keeps attacking us called the Cinemoth. Sadly, it died, but I'll find another one. And also, Gale Claws actually spawn here, so we can try capturing a lot and see if we can find something with a Vanguard or a Stronghold Strategist. Those passive perks gives like bonus stats to our character. Another pal I saw here was floppies. They're like little pink furballs that doesn't really look that strong. So let's catch a bunch of them. Since I feel like I'm pretty under-leveled right now, I just decided to catch a bunch of pal in this area. This will surely increase my level a lot if I do so. And the daydream is kinda annoying me because it keeps killing the pals that I can't catch that are low health and it's pretty annoying. So I'll probably swap this guy out later for something that doesn't accidentally kill the pals we're trying to capture. And yes, I like the musket for like hunting random pals as it deals so much damage in the first strike. Bam! I continued my hunt at night in another area and found a bunch of these little ponies called Ruby. They are fire type, baby horse looking creatures, and yeah, it's time to hunt them for experience points. After coming home, my expedition team was done with their expedition and these are the rewards. There are a bunch of ores, a bunch of spears, so yeah, it's pretty useful for something we don't need to actively do. Also, regarding the PAL Labor Research Laboratory, you basically just need to pick a certain skill you want to research, and then someone with a handiwork will slowly work on it, and once the research is done, you get the benefit of whatever you pick. For this one that I chose something that increases the handiwork speed by 5%. I then incubated all the eggs I've found so far. For this large scorching egg, I got myself a Flamble. I then got myself a Swee from the ice one. The rocky egg gave me a Hangyu. This large dark egg gave me a Maraith. Not really sure what this thing is. And also the last egg, it gave me a Catras. The Catras was pretty decent since it had like 2 in handiwork, so I swapped it with my Captiva, which only had 1. For the Maraith, I'm not really sure what this thing is for, but yeah, I think it's a mount. A Messenger of Death. I think this is gonna be good against a neutral enemy. We're just gonna ride this and then do our gun attack, and it'll be dark property. I was now level 25, and now I can unlock a recipe for a makeshift handgun. And this reminds me, I actually got myself a schematic for it when I got like the supply drop a bit earlier. And in order to make the gun, I'll need a lot of ingots for it, so it was time to mine a lot of ores. I really need to set up a base where it's filled with pals that are able to mine some ores, because this thing is tiring. I totally forgot about my handgun schematic, and I made myself a makeshift handgun already. But I really wanted the other one since it had like 560 attack. That's like 240 attack difference. So I just need to craft it again, I guess. And once we have this, we're gonna be very strong. So while my pals are crafting my other makeshift gun, I just decided to hunt a bunch of pals to level up some more. I then incubated a random damp egg that I have found and got myself a serpent. Let's go. Also, now that my handgun is ready, it was now time to go on an adventure to capture new pals again. So for this one, we have a Woolly Pop. And yeah, I really need a Mercy Ring so I don't accidentally kill these guys. And oh my god, would you look at this? A shiny Fwak. I'm saying it right. Anyways, a shiny Fwak. It's time to capture this thing. Let's just make sure we don't accidentally kill this guy. So I'm just slowly trying to attack it. Not really going to make it lower than this. It's time to start capturing this thing until we get it. And spoiler alert, it took a while, but I caught the shiny Fwak. Let's go. And then discovered this place called the Sealed Realm of the Sword Master. So we're gonna be fighting a boss again here. The boss inside was a fire-type samurai-looking dude called Boshi. It shouldn't be much of a problem, but currently I don't really have any water-type pal with me. But my direwolf is dealing a pretty decent damage, and oh my god, my handgun damage is pretty good. Look at that, headshot. That's pretty good, I swear. So yeah, we don't really need a water pal right now. We can just make use of our handgun and like deal with this guy. But I don't want to waste bullets, so I'm using my curse rifle instead. Since it does like a bunch of damage, but the reload speed just takes a while. But still, it does a lot of damage. I mean, just look at this thing. As I aim in the... Alright, I aimed at the body with 86 damage. That kind of sucks. So anyway, it's almost gone. So it's just time to capture this thing. Let's just hit hits. Oh my god. So yeah, a few more hits and we should be trying to capture this thing right now. There's one more shot on the body, hopefully not the head. And yeah, it should be low enough. And after that pretty long battle, I guess, we have caught Bushi. He has like a logging level 3, so it's pretty good for logging. And I think his kindling level is about 2, so it's kind of good to have this guy make our ingots instead of our foxfire, which has a little amount of kindling. I then continued my hunt for pals so that I can level up some more. And while hunting some pals, I found this strange merchant with like 3 mudkips. I'm not really sure what's happening here, but I guess he's hostile. I did not even hit that. But he started shooting at me, so I, of course, you know, ended him. But for sure, I'll be capturing all the mudkips that escaped because I need these guys for my ore farm. That's 1, 2, and for the last one, the final do mod. Let's go. And looky, another supply drop event. So yay, I always like this event because they always give like an oil plus a potion that increases our stats permanently. For this one, it gave me a makeshift schematic for an SMG and a potion that would increase my work speed. Anyways, I continued catching pals for the next following days because I really just wanted to level so my pals would also get stronger. I also captured a bunch more Bushis and Penkings as they are the 2 pals that are very useful to me right now. I just needed like 3 Bushis to handle like 3 of my furnaces. Also, while roaming around the map, I found myself a Musandra. It's a giant green panda looking thing with a giant leaf on its head. I of course tried catching it and I caught one. Let's go. Next up, I found an area called the Gobfin's Turf. I was attracted here because there was a fast travel point. Also a boss called Warsec. Guys, I wanted to catch a bunch of these goblins. I tried fighting one. I did not think that they were this strong. I mean, they're just level 20 something. But for some reason, they're like dealing so much damage. It's probably because there's a lot of them here, or they just continuously like shoot skill shots on my face. Just look at the amount of goblins here. I think this is really a bad idea to try and catch them. But these goblins has a really good passive that increases player attack stats. So that's why I want one. Anyways, I incubated the egg that I recently got. And I got myself a Verdash. And also an Arsox. Nice. We don't need to hunt that much Bushi. Because the Arsox also has like 2 enkindling, which is very useful. I then went to the small settlement because I needed a lot of eggs. It was finally time for us to make some cake and breed some pals. Also, there's a new weapon here called the Katana. Dang. There are also other stuff like this thing here called the Anti-Gravity Belt, a small pouch. I'm not really sure where to get the Predator Core or the Night Star Sand, so I don't really think about getting these recipes for now. Do need to craft something like the Hip Lantern and also the Mercy Ring so we don't have any trouble slowing down enemy pals. While exploring around, I then fought this guy called Scott or Scoot. How do you pronounce this? Anyways, it was fairly an easy fight and it's only level 10. Alright, so it's finally time for another boss fight. And for this fight, we'll be fighting Univolt. So this thing was not really at our level right now, but our handgun is doing a pretty decent damage. And our direwolf is not really that bad. I think if I had like a ground type, this would have been easier. And oh yeah, I forgot. Direwolf have like a ground type attack. So I guess we'll just persist until we'll get this thing weak enough to try and capture. Maybe this is faster than Direwolf, but it looks pretty big and I don't think I would like to ride something very big. Anyways, after a few shots of my handgun, it's almost dead. Just a few more shots and I'll make sure not to kill this guy by calling back my Direhound. And look at this guy just aiming his laser at me. I can easily dodge by rolling like this. And with this, we have... Wait for it. Oh. I think we have captured this. Yeah, for sure. And a few bolts later, we have captured the Univolt. Let's go. I also captured this giant Gummas right here. Easily enough. And look, it's a frog! Frogiro! I captured that as well. Checked out whatever I can make, and it seems I can make a makeshift assault rifle. But at the same time, I was thinking that it takes a lot of bullet to use an assault rifle, so I'd rather not. Let's just make the shotgun instead. I then crafted some fluffier beds for my pals. Hopefully they won't get depressed with this. A Hip Lantern, so we will have light in the darkness. Also continued researching more about handiwork and kindling, so we will have more work speed. And then bake myself some cake. We'll need another base in order to make like a breeding area. I would like a lot of Anubis babies working on my base because they have the highest handiwork in the game as far as I know. And so I found an empty land that was relatively flat and started making my breeding area. I already have the mom and dad I needed in order to make a Nobis. I basically just need a female Penking and a male Bushi or vice versa. All I need to do now is wait for this cake to bake. Arsox is pretty slow and cake takes a really long time to cook, so it's gonna take a while. And so I decided to go boss hunting for now. So our target for today would be in the sealed realm of the exoteric, which the boss is a Lunaris. I'm not really sure what this thing does, but I'm pretty sure since it has hands, I think it will be good at handiwork and medicine. It just looks like it will do good on those type of work. Anyways, this thing is a neutral type of battle. I think the circle emblem is neutral. Well, it wasn't really that hard. Oh my god, I was gonna say it wasn't hard and they broke my shield, my entire shield in one hit. Anyways, we already got it to half HP. It shouldn't take long anymore. My handgun is really strong. Like, oh my god, all these headshots. And then those lightning attacks are pretty scary. Look at all those balls. Anyhow, after lowering down its HP, I tried and tried again in order to catch it, which I eventually did. So let's go! After the cake was done, I then fed it to the 2 lovebirds and now we have a giant rocky egg. And thus, the baby was born. We now have an Anubis, a really good pal for handiwork. After hatching this single Anubis, I then decided it was finally time to make an ore area. So after that 2 cakes are done and I will hatch like 2 more Anubis, it is now time to say goodbye to this breeding area. I'll just mark this on the map so I can go back here again and continue this operation once I can make a 3rd base. For now, I continued fighting bosses and this time we fought a Catrus and oh my god, the makeshift shotgun is so strong. Just look at the amount of damage that is splashing on its face. It's crazy. I don't even need my dog anymore. And we caught Catrus fairly easily. Well, not really, but this time for sure. I also fought Warsack. It was a ground grass insect type pal. The unyielding Colossus. It looks pretty strong, but upon shooting it with my shotgun, well, it wasn't. Oh my god, never mind what I said. It has a strong attack. As long as we avoid it, we'll be able to defeat this thing very easily. Get my Gobfin go, doing like 8 damage each. It's not really doing a lot. I should change my pal. I thought ground weakness was supposed to be like water. For some reason, I guess my fire type is stronger. I guess because this guy is also an grass type. So this thing just keeps like throwing rocks on our face and sometimes like I think leaf cutters. It also charges at us. Well, thankfully our Vanworm is doing so much damage to this guy that we have nothing to worry about. The only thing we need to worry... Oh my god! The machine gun on its arm. It reminds me of that Metabots show I watched as a kid. Anyways, a few seconds later, this guy is almost at 1 HP and we can try catching this guy. 5% chance turns into 18%. It's not even a critical hit yet. Well, let's try hitting its face. It might go to critical and give us like an additional chance. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the critical hit on the Pal Spears are actually one of the new updates on Feybreak. Not really sure what or where the weak point of this guy is. I keep trying to hit its head, but it's not crit. So I guess it's not the head. A few balls later, I finally managed to catch the Warsack. Let's go. For my next target is this Fanglope right here. And if you don't know, Fanglope is a really good mount. So I'm gonna 100% catch this thing. I will use all my balls to catch this thing. Since it's only level 25, it was fairly easy compared to the other 2 that we recently fought that were like level 30. Just look at my damage. It's almost like... It's already like very low. Just a few more shots and it should be catchable. And with the use of only 1 ball, I have caught the Fanglope. Let's go. I then returned home and started working on making more spears because I was running out. And the spear of choice right now would be the Giga Spear. So the Giga Spear is a 1 rank higher than the Mega Spear that I was using to catch all the recent bosses. So with this, we would have higher chances. Remember what I said about the Fanglope being a really good mount? Just look at the double jump on this thing. And just look at how fast this thing runs. Oh my god, we have the best ground mount. Not really sure if this is the best, but for me, it's the best right now. It's very fast. Double jump. It also has this really short boost called the Cloud Tempest. See how great this thing is? After all those shenanigans, I then started working on my iron ore farm because I really need a lot of iron ores to make ingots. Also, we have a brand new module called the Sniper module, which increases our capture strength by 2, I believe. Alright, so while waiting for that module to finish, I decided to fight another boss type monster called Pitalia. It's only level 28, so it shouldn't be that hard. I'll be summoning my fire type here since fire is effective against grass. So let it burn down. So I'm not really sure how useful a Pitalia can be, but I'm pretty sure the evolved form, well, they don't really evolve, but I guess the adult form, I think it's called a Lylene, is more useful because it has a heal. I'm not really sure if Pitalia also has a heal. I should really look at it. Anyways, after a few seconds, it's already dying. Our shotgun is great. I like our shotgun. So just a few more hits and it should be dead. Wait, actually, the goal is not to kill it, but the goal is to catch it. I'm dumb. Anyways, a few more shots and let's try catching it with our ball. The Giga Spears are wonderful. 54% chance on the first throw. And we caught Petalia. Let's go. I didn't stop yet. I straight up head over to a nearby boss as well called Elfidran. So this was a gentle sky dragon. A dragon type pal. It doesn't really have, or it doesn't really say it has another element, but it's shooting like a dark ball earlier and now a fireball. And probably it also has an air cannon. Anyways, this thing is pretty tough since it was level 30. He broke my shield and already damaged me. But good thing I level up my health a lot, so I don't really need to worry about dying at all. And oh my god, Anubis just ran through that guy and that guy died. It's crazy. I'm not really sure what the weakness for Dragon is. I think it's dark, but yeah, I'm not really sure. Either way, it's already dying, so just a couple more hits and we can try catching this thing. But yeah, it looks really cute. Look at the colors, and the tornado also blends with its colors. A couple of shotgun shots in its face, and we have caught the Elfidran. Wait, never mind. One more ball. Trying to fly towards the nearest fast travel point, I saw a Hell Zephyr at night. So for sure, I'm catching this thing because this thing looks really cool. But it flies, I think, slower than the Vanworm. Not really sure. It just looks cool, so I'm catching it. The next day, I then visited the iron farm, and it's doing pretty well. There are a lot of irons in the chest already. So yeah, all I need to do now is add more digging pals, maybe a dig toys if I can catch some, and more transporting pals. So that was the plan. And look at this. I found a chest pal called a Mimog. Usually these guys run away so fast, but we have a plan for this. We encase them in something called a defensive wall. So they have nowhere to run and we're just free to like whack them until we can catch them or shoot them with a gun. So this thing has nowhere to escape. All we need to do is just throw the ball, and we got ourselves some Mimog and a bunch of dog points. I then found myself another bounty target called Ego. It wasn't really that hard since it was 23. Just a couple of pumps with my shotgun and he's already dead. I just forget to like remove my mercy ring most of the time. I also sometimes see some coal just lying around, so of course I mine it all up. I then continued exploring around and found myself a Broncherry. I don't have this yet, so I'm gonna catch this thing. Unless it burns to death because of this mistake. Thankfully, it didn't. So yeah, I'm so glad I have the Mercy Ring now, so I can always keep them at 1 HP and have a really good chance of catching them. This alert always makes me very happy because of the permanent stat boost that the supply drop item gives. And for this supply drop, I got something that raises my attack permanently. So let's go. I then went inside a place called the Shoal Mineshaft. In this place, there was a boss pal called the Broncherry Aqua. So of course, it's time for our usual boss hunting action. And let's see how much damage my shotgun does. It's pretty decent, but since it's level 30, I guess it's pretty tanky now compared to the other monsters we have fought earlier. I don't really feel threatened by most of these low-level pals right now. So I guess I need to progress now and go to like higher level areas. Still though, the first capture experience is pretty good. So yeah, I'll be capturing all the pals I haven't captured yet, and the current area we have already unlocked. This thing was pretty big, but it wasn't really hard to defeat. Anyways, a few more hits and we are able to catch this Broncherry Aqua. Bam! Boom! I have now reached level 34 and now I can make myself something called an improved furnace. And also, I can now make a refined metal pickaxe and refined axe. So we're going to have a gear upgrade and some furnace upgrade on our base. And so I'll need to expand my base further because the buildings or the structures I'm gonna make are pretty big. So yeah, I need more space. First, we have here the spear assembly line. And with this, I think we can make an ultra spear and a hyper spear. Then we have the weapon assembly line for stronger weapons and armor. And lastly, the product assembly line, but I don't really have enough ingots right now. So I visited my ore farm to see how it's doing right here, and I got about 250 ores. I think that's good enough to make like more than 100 ingots. I then crafted a bunch of improved furnace, and with this improved furnace, we can now make something called a refined ingot. And in order to make this, we'll need both ore and coal. So yeah, coal is the problem. We already have an ore farm. We just need to look for an area where we can mine a lot of coal. I then crafted an item called the compound bow. It is a new and improved bow. As for its ammo, it's called a reinforced arrow. And I can't wait to try this thing out. I feel like it's gonna be really strong since the attack it has on the description is around 1000. And here's our first victim. And oh my god, look at that damage. It's so good. And it's not even the full charge yet. Dang. Anyways, my next goal right now was to get to this desert-like area where there would be an abundance of coal because I really needed a lot of coal to make a lot of refined ingots. Also, this area had a lot of do mods, so it's time for hunting some of these because we need more miners. There are also these pals called Dig Toys here, and they have mining level 3. So these things are really good miners, so it's time to capture a lot of them as well. I also found some sulfur in this land, so of course I'll take some time off and mine a lot of sulfur because these sulfur are gonna be used to make gunpowder. Another way to get gunpowder is to just kill a bunch of Toko Toko. These guys usually drop a lot of gunpowders. It's also great for experience points, so I guess hunting Toko Toko should be the ideal way of getting some gunpowder right now. I also caught a bunch of Daismu. These guys run really fast in the desert. Like, really fast. They have this passive skill where they run really fast on sand. I honestly did this for a while. I wanted a lot of Dig Toys, so I'm gonna stay here until I run out of balls. The Anubis boss was also here, but this guy was like level 40 plus, so I just ignored him and looted the chest in the center of his Anubis statue. I also encountered a bunch of Hangyu here. Since I already have some, but I also need some for transportation of the ores, I caught a bunch of them. I then raided another syndicate camp where they had imprisoned a certain cat pal, and also encountered this lavender. Well, I accidentally killed it. I wanted to capture it for the first catch experience point. Anyways, we'll be releasing this cat and it will be on our team now. So this thing is called the Mouse Crest. Alright, cool. After the adventure, I then set up my Dig Toys that I recently caught to my mining area. I then incubated a bunch of eggs, and on this dark egg, I got myself a Mao. So I guess the Chris version is like a nice version of this Mao. I then reach an area called Verdant Brook where I see a lot of like these bee-like pals. And look, I caught a bee guard. There was supposedly a bee queen boss there, or the Eliza bee, but I couldn't really find it. Instead, I was trying to get to this fast travel point in the snow. I need a cold resistant armor first before I can try exploring the snowy area. So just unlocking the fast travel, I will now run away so I don't die. I then found another bounty target called Fumble. So this guy was a ninja, but what is a ninja good for if it can't reach my face? I tried going down and yeah, I think I felt pretty brave here, but it's kinda scary to get hit by his katana. So yeah, let's maintain our distance right here. But for some dang reason though, he suddenly teleported in my face like, oh my god, and took like half HP of my Govfin. Oh my god, so this guy is really dangerous. I shouldn't really go near this guy. So I'll try to maintain my distance while I tackle this guy to death or something. He's level 28 only, and I'm like 34, I think, and I'm having trouble with this guy. Oh my god. Oh, I see. I guess both my armors are broken. That's why I don't have any defense. So that's why I'm very squishy. Well, anyways, he's almost dead. Just a couple more shotgun hits. He's kind of stuck here, so he doesn't really have anything. I eventually defeated this guy. I wanted to catch him originally, but I got tired of trying to waste my balls trying to catch him, so I just killed him. Also, now that I have reached level 36, I now have unlocked the recipe for an Ultra Spear, a Spear Line Assembly 2, and a single shot rifle. I then made a pal gear for my Dig Toys because this thing is crazy. Making ore, stones, or anything is gonna be so easy with this Dig Toy skill. Look at how fast this guy is like destroying this rock. Like, What the heck? So I'm gonna be bringing this if ever I'm gonna go on an ore hunt. Like, let's say coal, sulfur, or quartz. Oh my god, it's already destroyed. Let's go. And since I want to explore the snowy area, I made myself a cold-resistant metal armor. Now that I can craft myself a third base, it was finally time to make our breeding grounds again. I wanted even more Anubis, that's why I set this up. 3 wasn't enough, I need like a team of 6 in my base. I then crafted this thing called a large container. So my storage problem is no more with this thing right here. It can store up a lot of items inside. And this is what the space looks like. It holds a lot of items, like I said. A lot of items. Crafted a second one because one wasn't enough. There were still a bunch of items that I need to store. Anyways, I returned back to the Twilight Dunes because I needed to look for a good coal farm. And this looks like a great spot. I can destroy my breeding base again since I already have the Anubises that I want. And I can start doing like a coal farm right here. But maybe this Digtoise is enough with its ability. So there's this trick that if you drop your Digtoise, the cooldown for his ability would reset. Instead of waiting for like 120 seconds, we can just drop it and reset its ability. Alright, so now that we have our cold resistance armor, it's now time to hunt some ice type pals. So here we have our Raindrix. I'm not sure why I'm using the blue spear. Let's use our Giga Spear, which has a higher chance of catching these things. And oh, by the way, I made some makeshift assault rifle. This is an uncommon one that I got from a supply box. So yeah, it's pretty strong and very fast. It does waste a lot of ammo though because of its rapid fire, so I'm not really that into this gun. But this will serve really good against bosses. Speaking of which, it's time for our second tower boss fight. Our Flying Mount is a great matchup for this since Lylene is a grass type and my Fire Mount is very effective. And oh my god, look at this assault rifle damage. I don't think we'll have any trouble with this. We can just spam our assault rifle in its face and yeah, and doing so much damage. It's also doing so much damage though. It one-shot my shield, so I need to be careful. And yeah, for some reason, the bosses in this game mostly target the player, not the pal now. Was it like this before? I don't remember. But yeah, it's a dangerous situation for us. But good thing we have our Gale Claw to easily avoid all the attacks that she can dish out on our face. I really need to look for a better Gale Claw. One with a Stronghold Strategist to give us like 10% defense. Vanguard for 10% attack. And also a runner passive, so it can have like a 20% more movement speed. I think it will also would boost our ability to glide like this. And we will also need to condense it for more movement speed. Anyways, talking about Lylene the boss, it's almost at half health. But I'm also almost at half health. Oh my god, I really need to avoid all of its attacks. For a boss fight though, I'm pretty chill about this. There's a couple of dodges here and there. As long as I dodge everything, it doesn't really matter. And this is a grass type. She's doing like water type attacks. That's crazy. Anyways, after a few more minutes of this fight, I have defeated both Lily and Lylene. So let's go. We can now do another type of expedition on our base. Before I went home though, I tried locating wherever the heck the quartz was. I know it's in a snow area, but I just couldn't find it here. So instead, I just went to the nearest bounty target that was available, and it was this guy right here called Brick. He can't really do anything to us because he can't reach us. Our Fangolov is too fast, so all I do is just run around him. He can't attack me back. I just snipe him whenever we're far enough to have like, you know, so we can channel our bow and attack him for free. He eventually lost to this trick of me just running around and shooting him on his face. I do want to try how much damage he does though, but yeah, I might get one shot. Maybe that's why he's slow. I then went to another sealed realm where we fight Wyvern right here. He is only level 23, so he was no match to us at all now that we're like 37. And a couple of hits more with my bow, I then captured Wyvern, the Snow White Sovereign. Well, this one. Oh my god, I did not capture him. He actually died. Oh no. I hate the burn effect, I swear. But well, we can always come back once, you know, he respawns or something. Exploring some more in the area, I then found another bounty target called Jade, the scam artist. Being only just level 19, she was really easy to deal with. Just like a couple of headshots and she's dead. Next, another shield realm I'd enter had this gloom-shrouded bloodsucker called the Feybreak. Level 23, easily dealt with. Just a couple of shots from my assault rifle. I'm honestly just wasting my bullet because I have a better gun waiting for me at home. I'm gonna make a thing called a single shot rifle. Gonna deal a lot of damage with only a few bullets, so yeah, it's a better weapon than this thing that consumes like so many bullets. I then had my pals craft me a new armor called the Refined Metal Armor. Also the Refined Metal Helmet. And this is what we look like now. Pretty cool. Alright, so I continued my hunt and we found a boss type grown cherry right here, which I plan on capturing. The bow and arrow is really nice. For something that only uses like one arrow and it's pretty cheap to craft, it deals so much damage. I like the bow and arrow. It's crazy. Anyways, I captured this pal and moved on. I also fought a level 11 sweeper boss, which was easily dealt with, and I captured it as well. I then found another one of the bounty target called Crash. It says here he is an insurance fraud. Anyways, easily dealt with, level 15. I was fairly strong, so I really should go to harder maps soon. I then reached an area where I needed to fly really high in order to get to the other side. So this map is the volcano map. I really wanted to go to the fast travel point, but whenever I try to enter this side of the zone, I burned to death. So I really need to get away from this place. I need to make a heat resistant armor, or at the very least wear a heat resistant accessory or something. Anyways, I was pretty happy to discover that there was like level 30 pals here. Currently, the first pal we encountered is called a Pyron, and it's time to capture this horse. There were also these humanoid fire foxes, level 32, called Wixen. I of course captured this as well. I was hoping that they would have like a kindling level 3 or higher so I can make use of them for our furnace. Another fire type pal I encountered here was called a Reptyro. Same as the drill toys, this thing has like 3 in mining, so this is very useful. Also, it's immune to lava, so if ever I plan on making a sulfur farm, this is the drilling pal we would want because the volcano is full of lava and they will die if they step on it. But with the Reptyro, they are immune to lava. I continued my hunt at night and encountered a Blaze Howl Knock. It's pretty cool that their flames are purple. But yeah, I easily captured one using my Hyper Spear. So for our new expedition, it gives us like a Mega Spear and a Giga Spear and a bunch of other items. So it's pretty good. Kind of excited for the higher leveled ones though because they give like better spears. I then went to this person called the Metal Merchant. I think I have already enough metal in order to buy myself an accessory called the Multi-Climate Undershirt +1. So what this gives is it gives both the cold and heat resistance level 2, which is pretty good, and I think we don't really need the cold or heat resistance armor anymore. The multi-resistant armor is enough to not get damage from the heat and cold. I also encountered this meteorite right here, but it's empty. Usually there should be pals and like syndicates fighting each other, but for some reason it was empty, so I just digged it up. Because the meteorite fragments are gonna be used to make like a meteorite rocket launcher. And that thing does, I guess, a lot of damage for our level. Anyways, my agenda for the day was just to collect some random eggs and catch random pals near the volcano. I also fought this level 39 bounty target. Since it was level 39, I tried to keep a safe distance because I was pretty scared that it might, you know, kill me very fast. So I slowly just fought him, hiding behind cover so his bullets won't reach me, but my arrows will hit him. Eventually though, I got tired of that and just got close to him. But yeah, as you can see, he's dealing a pretty decent amount of damage. So I need to swap my pals from time to time or else they will die. And after a while, I tried capturing him, but I really should just kill the bosses because, you know, they're not really good as pals. I then found an area called the Wildlife Sanctuary. Usually, these places are known for the random treasure chests that you can find along like these long bridges of rock. I'm not really sure how to describe this thing. But yeah, there are a bunch of treasure chests here that would give you a bunch of recipes. If not recipes, then random items. After I was done circling the area, I then found this Germuntide Ignis and I was very excited to try and catch this thing. I only have like 13 Hyper Spear, but hopefully we can catch this thing. I tried my best to maintain distance since it was level 44 and I'm still just level 38 and I might suffer death if I get too close from this guy. So using my Fenglope's mobility and double jump, it had a hard time hitting me. I was very happy that I managed to catch one, but I was pretty greedy this time and I wanted more. They spawn quite a lot here, so yeah, I'll be taking like 2 more because I have like 3 furnace in my base. I also captured one of these Wompo Botan because I don't have any yet. I was pretty lucky because this 11% chance Giga Spear actually worked and I caught it. Now, after getting home, I then crafted myself a double barrel shotgun. So we have to say goodbye to our makeshift shotgun now and we have a better one right here. I'm not entirely sure where I got this recipe. I totally forgot. But anyways, I got an uncommon compound bow. So I of course made one. The uncommon one has like an additional 165 attack. So that's pretty good. I take it. I also crafted myself a meteorite rocket launcher and this pal would be the perfect target for it. Also, the compound bow is doing pretty well. As you can see, the damage is pretty okay. So let's try out the missile. Boom! It's not that good, honestly. The compound bow deals like the same thing, but I need to do a headshot. Still though, damn, my arsenal is getting stronger and stronger. And this level 38 Violet, I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing this right, is already at half health. Our Wyvern or our Vanworm is doing really good. I easily took care of this pal and caught it. Next up, I went to the Ice Mountain because there was a certain boss here that I wanted to defeat, and it's called a Sibylix, here in the sealed realm of the Pristine. So this thing was level 40, so our chances of capturing this thing is lowered down. So I think every increment of 10, your spear gets lower and lower chances of capturing a pal. And we'll be needing like a legendary spear in order to have an easier time with a level 40 Sibylix or other level 40 pals. Anyways, let's just try our best. Because of the new critical bonus that is being applied to like, you know, throwing your balls, it should be high enough that we have a chance of capturing this. Oh my god, we're just destroying this thing. I'm getting really strong. This compound bow is awesome. Actually, I tried out my hyper spear on this and I have like a 28% chance of capturing this even without a critical hit. So I keep trying and trying until we'll capture this thing. Honestly, it took a while, maybe 5 balls before I captured this thing. But hey, we got him. Just near the island where I was fighting Sibylix was a desert. In this desert, there are a lot of high-level pals, so I'm kind of excited to catch a bunch of them so I can also gain some levels. Here we have some lightning-type dog, which are currently bathing in water. Anyways, they were easy to deal with since they're only like level 30. My compound bow is awesome. Let me just repeat that. Anyways, I'm capturing them pretty easily with my hyper spear. So yeah, I gotta mass produce this thing. Or actually, let's improve it to legendary so it's gonna be 100%. I'm not really interested in that Nightwing right there. It's meh. I already have a lot of Nightwings. Anyways, I continued on my adventure and I found these 2 Dazzys just chilling around the trees. So I, of course, captured these 2. Or even more in the field, so yeah, I captured them as well. Great experience points. New pal I've encountered is called a Dinosum Lux. So you know this thing? I think we already captured one before. It was a grass dragon type. Now this one is a lightning dragon type. And I of course added it to my collection. I then encountered this boss called Suzaku, level 45, the ruler of the Crimson Dawn. It feels like it's pretty tanky, but with a couple of minutes maybe we'll wear this down and then we can try capturing it. Oh my god, my shotgun. You see that damage? I mean up close, not that far. So let's get close with our Fanglope and like double barrel its face. Pretty good. No. Actually, that was bad. Honestly, I think our, our bow is pretty effective against us. The shotgun, though, it was pretty nice close up. I honestly enjoyed this fight because I kept like just hopping around, shooting with my bow. It feels so epic somehow. It's just so fun. Aiming like that while moving around. Look at that. So satisfying when you hit that headshot with a jumping double jump thingy. Anyways, this blizzard spike of my Fanglope, I was hoping that it would freeze the enemy so I have like a lot of free chances to hit this thing without doing anything. Well, anyways, the capture chance I had with a hyper spear in this guy was only like 17%. So I'm assuming I'll be wasting a lot of balls before I can even think of capturing this thing. Maybe I can try like throwing the ball at its head very close range like that so we can get a critical hit. It increases to like 20%, but still it's very hard. We'll just pray to the RNG god so we can capture this thing. We will be replacing our flying mount with Suzaku since I think Suzaku's faster than the Vanguard. Why is my chance going lower and lower? Earlier it was like 70% without the crit, I think. Well, we still have like a lot of balls. Hopefully we can capture this soon. Oh. And we did it. Let's go. And what's surprising on this was I got a schematic for some pump action shotgun. Like, what the heck? A legendary schematic for a shotgun. I was so excited to make this because it's gonna do so much damage because it's legendary. Like, wow. I eventually found a town here at the desert called the Dune Shelter. And I'm happy to find out that there are a couple of merchants here. By a couple, I mean just two. But at the very least, they were like selling some goods that I might need someday. I then went to the Snowy Mountains again, besides the Free Palalions Tower. Anyways, I was looking for a certain ore here called Pure Quartz, or was it just Quartz? It's a rock with some shiny diamond looking outer pieces. I just couldn't find it last time, but hopefully I can find it now. And after a while of looking, finally, I was so happy to know that there were quartz here. So I of course will mark this on my map so I won't get lost again. I need these quartz in order to make something called a circuit board. And with a circuit board, we can upgrade a lot of our stations to an electric stations. And with our dig toys, this was so easy. Just look at this thing spin and like grind every ore to bits. And after mining all the quartz, I captured a bunch of pals in the Snowy Mountains. And after reaching level 41, I can now unlock this recipe for a semi-auto rifle. I was very excited to try this out. It seems like a really good weapon. There's also this new thing that you can put in your base to increase or to decrease the rate of sands that the monsters drop. So that's pretty useful. Almost forgot the Suzaku saddle that we needed in order to ride the Suzaku. Remember the schematic that we got? I only need like some carbon fiber and I can make this legendary pump action shotgun. I will prioritize this, but I also want to try the semi-automatic rifle. Anyways, I deconstructed my old spear assembly line and turned it into a spear assembly line 2. And then our semi-automatic rifle is now done. As you can see, it's a very, not really that fast, but a high damage rifle. It shoots pretty fast. It's like the musket with a high damage, but it shoots fast with 8 bullets in it. I then made myself the alpha wave generator, and hopefully no pal in our base will get depressed anytime soon. Also, there's a new thing now, aside from the alpha wave generator. There's like this battery that can store excessive energy that our electric pal can make. This thing's pretty useful. That's always been a problem I had before this existed. Now it's time to breed some Orzerk. So we have like a 4 generating electricity pal. And I went back to the volcano because I wanted to grind more and also wanted to capture more Reptyro, even though I already have a lot of them. I then hunted and captured a bunch of the old bosses that we've already defeated because like I always say, capturing pals are one of the best source of experience you can get, I believe. And afterwards, I had dismantled the breeding base. I actually moved my breeding farm to my iron ore farm. So now we just need to set up a base here so we will have a coal farm. I have a lot of Reptyros and Digtoys in my arsenal, so mining all these coal would be really easy. And just look at how fast these guys work. They already destroyed like one stone. That's crazy. Did not think that I would need a lot of charcoal, so I decided to add a bushi that would chop some wood in my iron ore farm. After I finished setting up my coal farm, it was finally time to level up again by hunting a lot of pals at the desiccated desert. I then found myself a Robin Quill Terra. It's a new version of the Robin Quill that we have found before already. Now it's like a grass plus earth type. There were also a lot of Tokos here, so I didn't really mind wasting some balls in capturing them. It's also experience points, plus I also get some, gunpowders from them. And while roaming here at night, I noticed something weird. There were these glowing spots in the ground. I wasn't really sure what it was, but it was Night Star Sand. It was one of the items we needed in order to craft the new accessories that were available. And I needed like 20 pieces of them. I only got like around 7. I'm so sad. So I just need to keep exploring here, I guess, until we get more. I then found another bounty target called Whip. So it's now time to fight this guy. And I was surprised that he had a pal on his sleeve. But it's okay. Our pal is stronger than his pal and I have the stronger gun. Just look at this semi-automatic rifle. It's so strong. Well, it's not that strong against Whip, but still, it was pretty strong. I basically killed his pal really fast, and just look at how fast this thing is. I just like click, 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 and the damage is just bursting. And after a few more shots, we have defeated Whip. Let's go. I then headed out to catch a bunch of Mossandras, as I need this pal in order to breed an Orzhok. I believe a Mossandra, like a Rayhound, would make a Grisbolt, and then the Grisbolt with a Relaxaurus Rocks would make an Orzhok. So yeah, that's what I did. I bred the Rayhound and also the Mossandra so we can get a Grisbolt. All we need to do now was wait for the magic to work and get their egg. While waiting, I totally forgot to fight this boss that was just besides our base called the Mamorest. It was only 38 and now that we're level 32, this was a pretty easy boss. Just look at our damage and he can't even reach us up in the air. So yeah, a very easy fight. And our Suzaku is just dealing a lot of damage being a fire type versus this grass. And oh my god, I didn't think his tornado would reach me that far. Anyways, just a few more. Oh my god, do you see the damage of my pump action shotgun? That thing is crazy. Legendary pump action shotgun, by the way. Oh my god. Anyways, we got the Mamorest. Let's go. I then visited the lovely couple whom I forced to be breeding and then grabbed their egg. So it's now time to hatch this and get our Grisbolt. It doesn't really matter if it's male or female. I have a lot of Relaxaurus Rex, so I can just pick whatever has the best passive stats or something. While waiting for the pal to finish their breeding cycle, I then headed out and encountered a meteorite event, which contained 2 alien pals called the Xenovaders. It was fairly easy to catch them. Since they were like a lower level, I just need to like use my higher level spears and it would be 100%. So just one more left and we got 2 Xenovaders. Let's go. So I always remember to farm this meteorite fragment so we have some ammo for our rocket launcher. But the rocket launcher doesn't really do that much damage anymore. So, not really sure what to use the meteorite fragments anymore. I then discovered this Rain Syndicate Barge oil rig. I guess this is a lower level version of the oil rig that we know that is out in the ocean. Since the enemies here are just like level 18, 16, they're fairly easy to beat. Let's look at this guy. I would have been so scared if it was higher level, but oh my god, it still managed to penetrate my defense. it dealt damage to my health. What the heck? Imagine if they were like level 20 and 18. I probably would have died already. One of the best loot here probably is this chest right here. It's a huge chest that takes time to get, but the rewards inside are pretty good. You get to have a bunch of crude oils, some manuals, and then I'm not sure what else you can get from this, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with getting crude oil because I know I'll be needing a lot of that later on. Completely raided the entirety of the area, but aside from the giant chest, every other chest here are just these small purple ones. Anyhow, I went back home and I can see that there are 2 eggs that are already produced by our lovebirds. So yeah, we got 2 Zerk. I think I need more though because I plan on making a lot of oil rigs later on. Still though, we got a really good pal for generating electricity. We can now change our univolt to this Zerk right here. I also plan to start researching about generating electricity because later on, electricity is going to be needed. I then had my pals craft me a hyper shield. Now we have a stronger shield so we can tank more. I then crafted myself a Lily's spear, hoping that it could deal damage to ores by a lot. And upon trying it out, it was pretty meh. Well, it's okay. We'll make the sword once we reach like level 44. I then continued my hunt at the desiccated desert and I found this pal, a spider pal. I think this is a new one. I never really found this one before. So yeah, I believe it's a new one. This thing is a spider called the Tarantris. Also, if you're asking what I'm doing here, I'm actually looking for the Night Star Sand and I wasn't lucky enough to get any more, only those 7 pieces that I got before. Also, catching other pals here at night like the Lovander is pretty nice because I don't really have any Lovanders right now. Another new pal I haven't caught yet is this Serpent Terra. So yay, let's go. And then while flying around with my Suzaku, I then found this really curious place. It looks like an arena of some sorts, and it is an arena. I was hoping for a boss battle, but it seems it was a multiplayer arena. Imagine playing multiplayer. So sad. Guess I won't be able to experience this. Well, maybe in the future. We'll see. Anyhow, I found another bounty target called a Phantom. Very easy to defeat with my pump action shotgun. It's already dead. Bam. I then found this mine shaft. So I of course entered inside because most of the time there is a pal boss waiting inside. And for the pal boss that's waiting inside here is called a menacing. So I'm very excited to try out my pump action shotgun in its face. It's level 44, so I'm hoping it should be pretty tanky. But getting closer now, and oh my god, look at that damage. It's so strong. I'm so lucky to get this schematics from the Suzaku. Can't believe it. Our life is way easier because of the shotgun. And with this, we have him on 1 HP. All we need to do now was just try to catch him, hit his head always so we can get that critical bonus. And we have caught the menacing. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. No, maybe this one for sure. And we have caught the menacing. Let's go. And after flying for a while and roaming around, I finally discovered the Pal Tower. If you can see in the upper right, I have this quest where I need to head to the desiccated desert, which is this one, and find the PIDF tower and fight the boss. So we're gonna be fighting the boss soon. I just need to prepare. First, I made a sword at base because I needed a melee weapon that could handle mining some ores and chopping some trees. I could make the new pickaxe and axe called the Pal Ingot Pickaxe or Pal Ingot Axe, but I still like the sword since it can damage both. Also, I have so many ranged weapons that I just don't want to like have 2 tools in my inventory. Anyways, I then dismantled most of my furnaces and turned them into an electrical furnace so we can make a Pal metal ingot. And yeah, you can see the numbers, right? I have so many ores, Palworld fragments. The iron ore farm is doing pretty well. So I just noticed I can now make legendary spears. So of course I use all the available materials I have to make the legendary spears. Alright, now with that all my preparations are ready. I also have a level 44 Pen King. It's time to try and fight the boss at the desiccated desert. Alright, so our enemy for this fight is Marcus and Phalaris. And with our Pen King, with its water attack, it should be pretty effective. But he has like 146k HP. But just look at our shotgun damage. It's pretty strong. So I doubt this guy has a chance on beating us. We'll have an easy time just shooting at our shotgun in its face. The only thing dangerous here is our life. Our Pen King is fine, but the boss is mainly focusing on us. And since it mostly attacks with fire, actually never mind. He has a lightning attack. So our Pen King is kinda in trouble. But I'll make sure to like resummon it if ever it gets hit by a large lightning strike again. And it should be safe. Worst case scenario, we still have our Fangalope, and our Fangalope has some water attacks. So we're fine. We still have like 9 minutes to deal with this guy. That's enough time to actually kill this guy. Actually got a little cocky thinking that he has no chance against me because of my high damage. But I did not think that he also deals a lot of damage. And this is where the mistakes came in because I kept flying around. I did not really think that this fireball would hit me and I would die. Anyhow, I learned my lesson, so it's time to try again. I was pretty hopeful this run because I have learned my lesson already. But then again, yeah, I died again. I think I need a new and improved armor set before I fight this guy. And so I went to the volcano area in order to catch some pals to gain some experience points. Not sure if I've shown you guys this already, but here I caught a Pyrene Knock. Also, I've encountered a lot of these Incinerams here, and of course I captured everything. Main goal in this area was to catch a bunch of Fangalopes because I wanted a Fangalope that had a runner perk, so our Fangalope would run faster. I eventually encountered a bounty target here called Flare the Pyromaniac, but well, with my pump action shotgun he just died. He couldn't even fight with his fire. I then caught a bunch of Ragnarok here. If I knew that Ragnarok spawned here, I could have came here before we fought the Suzaku. Ragnarok is a pretty decent flying pal as it boosts your attack to fire. And fire is one of the best damaging elements in this game. So yeah, I've kind of considered using Ragnarok as my main flying mount. And looky, we found ourselves a Blaze Howl. Let's go. I then encountered the legendary Jet Dragon. But yeah, it's level 60 and it will probably massacre us. So I won't touch that thing. I'll just run away. Reaching the top of the volcano, I see another PAL tower right here. So I guess we'll be activating that fast travel point. And once we defeat the PIDF tower, we'll come here next. For now though, I plan to defeat Astegon, Blazamut, and the other boss pals because I need to level up. I'm pretty weak right now. I decided to craft myself an assault rifle. Maybe this will make us win against the boss. But like I said, I don't really like assault rifle in this game as it takes a lot of ammo. It drains it really fast, like because you know, assault rifle. Anyways, let's go for the elite pals or the boss pals first. So we have Astegon right here, which is level 48. I'm pretty sure my shotgun will do a lot of damage to its face. Oh my god, it's already doing like, I think 100 plus of damage. It's not even a critical hit or not a weakness shot. Oh my god, this is such a lovely damage. It's already half health. And Pen King is honestly pretty useful against these bosses here because they're mostly fire types. Wait, I'm wrong. This is actually a dragon. Oh, okay. So I assume the weakness for dragon is ice? I saw like the Pen King doing like a highly effective damage. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm probably wrong, but anyways, we have defeated Astegon and hopefully we can catch it with one spear, but probably not. So I'm not really sure how to critical strike my spear here. Where do I hit this guy? Well, no matter. We have caught Astegon. Let's go, and we reach level 46. And with this, we can now increase our defense by crafting a Pal Metal Armor and Pal Metal Helmet. There's also a new structure called the Beta Wave Generator. And what it does, it increases the productivity of our pals. Anyways, for our next target, we have the Blazamut right here. I believe this guy is the one that has a chance to give us a legendary assault rifle, but I'm not too sure. But imagine being lucky enough to get like the assault rifle, am I right? Anyways, our Pen King is doing massive damage against this guy. His water attacks is doing pretty well, and my shotgun is crazy as well. It's already dying. We're doing so much work. I should recall my Pen King or it will accidentally kill this Blazamut. Anyways, a couple more shots in. Let's throw our ball and wait for it to get caught. And like usual, I guess it wouldn't be that easy. Oh. And we have gotten the Blazamut. This is gonna be good for like kindling, I believe. I then started crafting both the Pal Metal Helmet and Pal Metal Armor. And with these two, maybe we can defeat the boss this time. And just look at how I look now with the new Pal Metal Armor set. Alright, so this time for sure we will defeat the PIDF boss. Current priority right now is to dodge most of its attack and just deal damage out of range. And oh my god, look at that lightning laser. Good thing our Pen King was pretty tanky. It didn't even flinch. I mean, it took like 1/8 of its HP. But that's about it. Anyways, my main goal right now is to avoid all the attacks that this thing can try and deal to me, because the most important part here is that we stay healthy and also try to like hit it as much as possible. And oh my god, the assault rifle is actually not that bad. Look at this amount of damage I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna cheese this by spraying the assault rifle in its face. I don't really remember, but I think there was a pal that when you ride it, your attacks become water-based. I'm not sure if it's the Azurobe. Maybe I should have picked the Azurobe instead of the Pen King instead. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it's a Germontai. Anyways, we can do this even without those water-enhancing attack pals. The one attack I don't really like this thing doing is that rapid flamethrower attack, because I just can't dodge it. It just suddenly like a burst of flame in my face. And also sometimes when it summons like tornadoes, it suddenly dashes in your face as well. That was a pretty hard thing to dodge. But the easiest one to dodge is the wide range AoE like that. So I can just like fly away with my Gale Claw. And since we fought this guy twice already, I know what it does. And also, I totally forgot of my Gobfin. But yeah, I'm using my Gobfin to swap with my Pen King whenever either one of them is in trouble, because I did not know that Feybreak can do like lightning attacks. I was just assuming that all it did was fire attacks, because all I know about this thing is that it's weak to water. Well, anyways, we're gonna beat this guy soon, so no problem at all. So in one more hit, I totally forgot that I had a Mercy Ring again. I need to remove this or wait for my Pen King to strike, and we have eliminated the PDIF boss. Let's go! We have unlocked a new expedition area. Since we're close to day 100, I decided to go to the new area that the Feybreak update has given us. And I want to catch like one of the new pals here. I hope that I can. I have a bunch of legendary spear with me. I hope that this is enough. I'm pretty sure all the pals here are above level 50 since this is a new map. And if you're wondering why I'm using a Fanglope, because this place has an anti-air missile thingy. If you use a flying pal, they will shoot it down and you will both die. Oh look, there's a bunch of the sand here. The Night Star sand. Let's go. And there's this different ore I haven't encountered yet. So what is this thing? Oh, it's an Hexolite Quartz. So I guess we'll be needing this later on the game. Right now, I don't really have the level to unlock the Hexolite thingies. So I guess we'll ignore this for now. Look at this new pal. What is this? I think this is a horse. Oh yeah, it is a horse. Okay, I'm dealing so much damage to it, even if it's like level 54. So I guess my shotgun was enough to deal with this thing. All we need to do now is hope for the best that we can capture this thing. A few pumps with my shotgun here and there. It's 1 HP. Let's try if we can see and get it with our legendary spear. And wow, first try. Let's go. Gildane. I also found these porcupine looking pals, but there were 2 of them and I was afraid to fight them. And then I discovered a Phalaris Aqua. I don't care if it's 55. I want this thing. I want a water type bird. And I think Phalaris is faster than the Suzaku. So yeah, I really want this. I'm just not sure what level the saddle would be, but hopefully it wouldn't be that high. A few balls later, I then caught the Phalaris Aqua, and it was a muscle head. Pretty nice, it increases its attack. This is what I meant by you can't use an air type pal here because it will say that you will be shot down. Anyways, I'm just appreciating the view down here using my Fanglope. And also, I have found the fast travel point, so now we can come here anytime we want. As I continued exploring, I was surprised to see that there was a Fanglope Lux. I really wanted this. I even am committed to try and fight this, see if I can beat it up and like maybe, you know, capture it. But when I shot my shotgun, I'm like, nope, I gotta run away. I don't think I can deal damage to this at all. So yeah, time to go. But I do want it later on once we're higher leveled. Even though flying pals are dangerous to use here, I am still a sneaky guy who wants to climb up the mountain fairly easily. So once I reach the top, I have cancelled my pal and went back to my Fanglope. I then encountered this cat-like pal called Nyafia. Seems to be a dark type that does like poison damage, and oh my god, I got scared there because poisons are pretty strong in this game. Anyways, with our pump shotgun, I dealt with it pretty easily. I then found these raccoon-looking things from afar, but they're actually dogs. Yeah, they're actually dogs. So they're called Smokey, and we got one. There's also this plant/dark element-looking plant. Anyways, we'll catch this as well, of course. The name of this pal is Pronelia. Honestly, this map is huge. Like, look at this. I then got too cocky here and flew with my Suzaku, never really thinking that it might actually shot me now, and yeah, I died. Goodbye. Anyways, I found a couple of eggs there, so it's time to hatch it. So for this huge dragonet, we got something called a Sylvagus. The picture looks really cool. I wonder how this looks like. Okay, so this is what the Sylvagus looks like. Oh my god, it looks really majestic. And it's chopping down some trees. Awesome. Nice. Look at how cool this thing is. Anyways, I checked out my technology tab and Phalaris Aqua Saddle is level 55. That's very long to get. And also the Sylvagus, level 58. I guess we'll need to grind a lot. There's so many cool stuff here though. I want to try them all. Anyways, I continued hatching the eggs that I found. And one of the pal I got was a Staryun. The Staryun looks like a dark type pony. So yeah, this is its pal ability. It's called the Night Dancer. Basically, just increase your movement at night. So I guess this thing is pretty useful at night. I checked out the new expedition that I have unlocked recently, but I don't have enough strong pals to get 100% of the reward. So I'll need to hunt even more pals that are high level in order to have more power. At level 47, there was this new gun called a semi-auto shotgun. I'm not really sure if it's stronger than our current shotgun with its legendary, but I gotta find out. I want to check out how cool this thing is. I never really used this. It's a new one on this update, I think. Also, I made myself the Ragnahawk saddle, so yeah, we'll be using this pal for now. Anyhow, time for that boss at the volcano area. This is Axel and Orzerk. I think this guy is weaker than the PDIF one. I just thought that the PDIF one was first before this guy. But yeah, seeing how my Anubis is actually wrecking this guy and my shotgun damages. Oh my god, the semi-auto shotgun is amazing. What the heck was that? Just look at that burst damage and fast reload. Oh my god, this thing's amazing. Oh my god, I think it's because of the Anubis passive that's making my attack into Earth Element, which is a weakness for Berserk. That's why I'm dealing so much damage. But damn, this is crazy. I can easily just avoid all his lightning attack and then just shoot all of my shotgun pumps on its face. We're running out of ammo though. I totally forgot to craft more shotgun ammo. But it's fine. I think this is enough. I also have my rockets, my assault rifle, and my legendary pump action shotgun. So yeah, this is not a problem at all. Just look at our damage. And just a few more hits and we will beat this boss. Oh my god, the auto shotgun. I wish I have a legendary version of this. It's amazing. Anyways, I forgot to remove my ring again. Anyways, let's go on Novus. And we have defeated Axel and Zerk. Let's go. Alright, so the thing left to do now is basically just to level up so we can start making those cooler items. I started day 101 by catching a bunch of these Xenovaders. I still need like, I think 10 more before I max the 12 bonus. Anyways, it wasn't really hard. I have 100% capture rate with a Giga Spear since these were relatively low level. Alright, so since we're planning to explore harder levels like Sakurajima or Feybreak area, I need to power up. And for this, I need a really good statted Goblin. Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist is what I'm aiming for. Also, I need a lot of these because I'm gonna condense them to level up that single powerful Goblin. Actually, I'll probably make like 2 of them. And so that's what I did. I captured a lot of Goblin in hopes that I can get a Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist in order to boost my attack. If you didn't know, Goblin has a passive that it's in your party, your player attack increases by a significant amount, especially if you can raise the level. And then went back to the snowy mountains because I needed some quartz. And oh my god, the fire boost on my Ragnarok passive is really good. I'm like doing super effective attacks on these frost type pals. A crit plus highly effective element is like colored red. It's really nice to see. Anyways, back to our main goal here, which was to mine a lot of quartz because I need a lot of electronics. I really should think about making a quartz farm, but currently all my bases are preoccupied for iron and coal. But I really need to think of the future that I might need a lot of quartz. But there is a recipe for a quartz mining site that I can just place in the base. Not sure if I mentioned this, but I have captured the traveling merchant, so now I can easily just buy the stuff he sells. Also sell stuff that I have that I don't need. I also frequently visited the oil rig once like they respawn and the chest respawn as well, as this is a good source of crude oil that we'll be needing soon once we hit like I think 50 for the crude oil rig. Anyways, even if these guys are lower level, they'll still drop like the crude oils that we need. This is our main goal all along. This very large yellow chest that takes a while to open. The loots inside are pretty great. Look at this. 11 crude oil. Very useful, right? Also, the Liftmonk effigies are going to be really useful as the higher level the pals are, even if we use like legendary spears, it's gonna be lower percentage unless we have a higher capture level. I also hunted down a bunch of Galeclaw because I also need Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist for this. Since our Galeclaw is just a filler in our inventory so that we can glide really fast, it's really good to have Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist for this. Runner is also a bonus since it increases its movement speed by 20%. There's this really cool passive called Demon God. I was so surprised to get this. I wasn't really sure what it does yet, so I'll need to wait until I get back to base. I then reached level 48 and unlocked this new recipe called a gold coin assembly line. I was pretty excited to try this out. Maybe I can make a little money with this. So how this thing works is that 1 ingot is equivalent to like 100 gold coin. So isn't that amazing? So if we use like 200 ingots, it will turn into 20,000 coin. And with this coin, we can just buy gun bullets or something. Or even anything that we actually need from the merchant. But I did the math afterwards, and I think just hunting or making the materials and bullets themselves is way easier than converting our ingots. Maybe when we have like an excess amount of ingots, I can do this. I then expanded this really bad looking base. I really need to make another base. This one is just whatever I thought of and like just place anything around, like wooden roof and a stair that holds it together. This is a really bad build, bad architectural design, but whatever. If it works, it works. I'm just laying down more pal beds because I have more pals at base. Also forgot to mention I actually got myself a lucky Govin. I'm pretty sure if you breed a lucky, it will pass down the lucky trait to the baby, or I'm not sure. Oh well, then again, we don't really need the lucky passive. We just need Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist, since their role is only to just stay in my party. Anyways, I then went back to the Gale Claws because I still haven't found that Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist, and I already have like a lot of Gale Claws. I guess I'll be condensing the extra then. Another extra thing I do here at the Gale Claw map is to kill the Predator Relaxaurus, as I need a lot of Predator cores for the future pouches that I would need to make in order to expand my inventory. These Predator monsters or pals can't be captured. That's why I had to kill it. With all the FAGs I've been getting recently, I have upgraded my capture power to level 6. If you're wondering what the Demon God does, it basically increases its attack by 30% and defense by 5%. So that's a really great passive to have on like a main pal that does damage to monsters. I guess I can think about breeding this down into something that I want to use in a fight. So the Govins that I'm breeding, I now have one that has Vanguard, Stronghold Strategist, and even a Mine 4-man. And so we're done with our Govin. The only thing left now was to catch more so we can condense it to like level 5 or something. But I still need to get Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist on our Fangalope and Gale Claw. Another bonus I get from hunting all these Gale Claws are some random spawns of Memogs, and I get like a lot of dog coins. There's also sometimes an encounter with a Predator Tarantras here. Oh yay, we can hunt like 2 Predators in one area. So that's pretty good because we really need a lot of those Predator cores. I then sold a bunch of my lower level pals that didn't have any good passive skills, as they were pretty much useless, especially in the expedition, and they're just cluttering in my box. I eventually breed a Fanglope with a Vanguard and a Fanglope with both the Stronghold Strategist and a Runner. So yeah, all I need to do now was make them breed as well because they're both male and female. We'll eventually have a baby where it has all their talents. I then grinded for some sulfur as I didn't really have any sulfur farm and I needed some gunpowder in order to make more bullets. Doing all of this made me want to think about making the sulfur ore mine so I can just, happily mine at base automatically with my pals. Still, mining it myself gives more sulfur than just waiting for a long time for that sulfur ore farm. But at the very least, you can, automatically produce sulfur at the base, which is pretty nice. We don't really need like a lot of sulfur. I just need enough for now, but I would need more later on. So yeah, definitely making that one at base. I then finally have enough Predator core. 18 out of 2 to make the Meowmere. It's time to try out this legendary sword in Terraria. I also crafted myself a small pouch, which increased my inventory capacity by about 3 small boxes. There's still an upgrade for this called medium, then large, then huge, I believe. And after finishing crafting the medium pouch, just look at my inventory space. I haven't added like 1 bar. It is pretty good. I crafted another one to see if it would expand some more, but yeah, sadly it doesn't. So yeah, it's worth a try. Anyways, here's the Meowmere. it's really cool to look at. The damage though, it's not that great. We have better weapons, but I was hoping that it could actually do damage to like higher leveled enemies. Still though, it's pretty fun to look at. It's like, imagine, this was 2D before, now we can actually see it in action in 3D. And the cat noises. Meow, meow, meow. also continued researching stuff, so we would have more work speed in both kindling and handiwork. Electricity is also something I'm eyeing for. So yeah, with those three, we should have no problem with doing a lot of those work. I then finally built myself a sulfur mine at base so that my pal can start continuously make me sulfur. It is pretty slow though, but I think it's good enough. I decided to make another one at my ore farm. So with this, I can assign 3 new reptyros for this. We will no longer have to worry about running out of sulfur in the future. I eventually managed to breed the Gelclaw that we were looking for. It also has a mine foreman. I used the Govfin that I made, which had the 2 stats that we needed, Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist. So now the only thing left is our Fangalope. It's now time to empower our Govfin. It seems I'm still lacking in order to fully max this thing, so I might need to hunt a bit more. Yeah, I still lack a lot, so yeah, we'll be hunting a lot more of these Govfins. And make the strongest one. For the Gelclaw, I have a lot here as well. I probably could reach level 4 if I wanted to. I managed to make it like 3-star. This should really boost our gliding power. So we're gonna be going really fast. I mean, just take a look at this thing. Look at this. It's so fast. Look at how we are gliding. And let the hunting begin. So it's really easy to hunt these guys. I just use my gliding power. And like, I can get a lot of foul fluids as well. But yeah, the main goal is to condense it to the max level Govfin and get that 20% bonus on our attack. I then encountered the Messenger of Love. So what you do here is just do the emote that she wants you to do and she will give you items. This one I got like Giga Spear, Gold Coin, and Training Manual. It's not really much, but well, at least there's items for free, just doing emotes. And with this, our Govfin is now level 3 and just a few more to sacrifice and it will be max level. By max level, I mean max star. I don't know what to call this, but there's like star in the PAL name. So yeah, it's a star. So just a few more and we can have that max star. A few more Govfins. Your sacrifice will be worth it. And with this, we have maxed out our Govfin. And the passive we receive from this would be a total of an increase in 30% on our damage plus 10% defense because of the Stronghold Strategist passive. So that's a lot. We're gonna be very strong. Also, I finally got the Fangalope that I want. Runner, Vanguard, and Strategist. Just a look at how fast this thing is. Oh my god, traveling is so easy with this. I then defeated a bunch of bounties that I haven't defeated yet, like this grill right here. I'm pretty sure this guy would have been strong if it wasn't level 20 and if I wasn't level 48. I then hunted down the German Tide. It is a large fish-like pal, and with the Univolt, it enhanced my attack into electricity, making this fight really easy. All I need to do now was just catch it. I then fought this Relaxaurus Lux. It was only 31, so 2 hits in the... Make it 3 hits in the head and we got it. Then continued hunting on a bunch of these Relaxaurus as I needed a lot of high quality PAL oil. I needed to make polymers because I needed a lot more of their circuit boards in order to craft more of the electronic stations. I then finally decided to continue my exploration on the unknown. So currently we're at an area where there's another snowy mountain, but most of the pals here are like level 38 and above. So they're gonna be really good for some experience points. I then found this really interesting tower, and in the center of it there were like 3 chests. There was a random R socks here and I caught him fairly easily. Anyways, there were a bunch of chests here. Did not really contain anything interesting, but still, there were like 3 chests. It looks pretty cool, like being surrounded like this. This would honestly make for a good base, but I think it's too small. I then fought this guy called Skim. It was another one of our bounty targets. And look, he has like a quick dash or something. Anyways, fairly easy with our shotguns. They easily get staggered once we like headshot them with our, like, a lot of our pellets. I then finally reached level 49, which enabled me to unlock a rocket launcher. So this thing will do a lot of massive damage. So yeah, I'm gonna be hoping for that because the enemies we're facing, like the bosses that we're gonna be facing soon, are gonna be pretty strong and we'll need all the firepower we can get. So this place is actually called the Astral Mountains. And it's filled with level 40 and above pals, which are great for experience points. So you bet I'm going to be catching a lot of them. And look at that place down there. It's full of like quartz. So this is going to be a good place to farm quartz as well. Here we have an encounter with a level 42 Wompo. Oh my god, everything is just so easy right now. Because 3 of my pals have the Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist passive. So that's an increase in 30% attack and defense for me. Plus the Govfin passive skill, which gives like 20%. So that's plus 50% attack. So everything is just squishy, especially to our legendary shotgun. And looky, a nice version of the Mamoras. Nice. I was pretty surprised to see another one of the Demon God passive. I take it for sure. Maybe we can use this later on to breed something we want to use. I then faced off with another one of our bounty targets called Kalin. He is a trigger-happy gunslinger, but he is no match for our shotgun, of course. I then caught these 2 Cryolics, an ice type that will be very useful later on in order to keep our food frozen. Another pile here in the Astral Mountain is a Sibilix, and what it does is you can put it in a farm and it will keep producing you some high quality wool, or no, high quality cloth, I believe. And then found another Meemog. Let's go! Kill it really fast to get the dog coins. After exploring some more, I then found the lair of a level 60 legendary pal. I'm not fighting it, of course, because it's a level 60 and it will probably destroy me. So we'll come back here later once we're stronger. Found a forgotten mineshaft, and you know what comes next to a forgotten mineshaft? Another elite boss or elite pal. Anyways, the pal inside was a King Paka Chris. So I, of course, will ride my Ragnarok to make my attacks into fire type. And just look at my damage. Oh my god, it's already over. I did not even taste anything from this guy. Just threw like some balls left and then we got this. And then found another bounty target called Whisk, which was dealt fairly easily with our shotgun. Well, not really. It's pretty tanky compared to the other counterparts. Well, he is 45 after all. Anyways, he still couldn't do anything because of the stagger the shotgun does. And with this final shot, he is dead. I then discovered another mineshaft, so it's time to fight another boss. So the boss right here is Lylene Nock, level 49 dark type. Same strategy as every other pal we've encountered. Just shoot the head with a shotgun and they'll get staggered and won't be able to do anything at all. I'll just need to make sure that our Ragnarok doesn't kill Lylene Nock with its burn. So I have to recall him now and try to catch her. Yes, failed one, but let me lower her HP down some more. Hopefully not to 1 because the bird will definitely kill her. Anyways, I think with this ball, we have caught Lylene Nock. Let's go. I then fought another bounty target called Quill. So, yeah, it's on the 43. Eat my shotgun, my dude. And he's dead. I think I've already fully explored the area, so the only thing left here now is to fight the Pal Genetics Tower boss. While on the hunt for an Anubis, I found myself another supply package which gave me a potion that can increase my health by 2 points. Even though I had a lot of Anubis already, I just wanted to see if I can get an artisan passive from trying to capture this one. Dang, the shotgun to the face though. I'm not sure if there's an automatic way to cure your pals if they're sick, but I think, yeah, making medicine myself, then putting them in the party, then curing them myself is the only way, or am I wrong? I then decided to capture another Azuro because the current Azuro I have was in an expedition and I don't want to cancel the expedition. I just needed one in order to ride it so that my damage would have water properties on them. I wanted to hunt like Astegon and Blazamut, but I totally did not remember that Astegon was a dragon dark type, so even with the Azuro, it was pretty useless. But it should be helpful against the Blazamut since Blazamut is fire. Anyways, we're fighting Astegon right now, a level 48 dark dragon type. Fairly easy with the pump action shotgun. Still though, it's pretty tanky compared to the other pals that we have beaten before. Maybe because it's like 48 and it's like a tanky looking dragon. But anyways, just a few more hits and yeah, we're ready to catch this. So Astegon is gonna be useful for mining ores because he has like mining 4. Also, he has a passive that increases ore damage, I believe. And you get more ore if you ride him. Anyways, in this fight, we can finally make use of our Azuro. It leveled to like 40 after beating Astegon, so that's a plus. Let's see how much damage we do with our shotgun after this Hydro Laser. Oh my god, Hydro Laser is pretty weak. Oh my god, just look at that number. It's already weak. Alright, let's equip our Mercy Ring so we don't accidentally kill this thing. There's a couple of balls in, and we have captured the Blazamut. This thing also has like 4 in mining, so this is pretty good for leaving in our mining farm. Since I need to prepare for the Pal Genetics Tower boss, I need a Dragon type because the Pal he has is a Shadow Beak. And I think I'll try my luck trying to level up this Elfidran. Maybe it's strong enough to fight the Shadow Beak. I got it to like level 47 using some random scrolls and change all its attack to a dragon type attack. It should be pretty effective against this one.
Huh.
Alright, let's see how our Elfidran fares. So this was one of the early bosses that we have defeated, and it's a dragon type, so I think it should do well, but it's already dying. I guess the Shadow Beak's pretty strong. But look at our shotgun damage, you know. It's pretty strong as well. We may have a chance at this as long as we, I guess, avoid most of its attack. If you can see, we are already like, I think 1/8 of HP, and there's still like 9 minutes. Like, oh my god, the rocket launcher is pretty strong, but yeah, Shadow Beak is pretty strong. Elfidran is always dying already. I guess what we can do now is just keep swapping our pals, or maybe next time just come back and like get better pals or something. But dang though, this fight is gonna take a while. The first pal to bite the dust is my Ragnarok. I totally did not pay attention and he killed it. Oh my god. Then tried playing it smart by recalling my pal whenever it tries to attack it and kill it. So with that, at the very least, we'll save our pals from death. Not until he summoned this giant icicle, which one-shot our Elfidran. And oh my god, we no longer have the dragon type we needed to be highly effective against this dark pal. So I still have my Fanglope, my Govin, and my Gale Claw. Basically my passive pals. So I guess at the very least they should be able to help, I guess. I'll just need to make sure that they'll be healthy, so at least they'll do some DPS. Eventually my Fanglope suffered the same fate as my other two pals. It died because I couldn't recall it on time. It's now up to us, our Govin, and our Gale Claw. But I doubt I'll be using my Gale Claw because the gliding function is just too useful. I don't want to have it die, because if it dies, it doesn't work on gliding anymore. I swear, this fight has been taking so long, and our Govin also met its doom. So we only have our Gale Claw left. But like I said, I won't be using it in the fight. I'll be just using it to glide around. And I will try my best to probably just rain it with bullets or something until it dies. I still have a lot of ammo on my assault rifle, but I don't think it's enough to kill this thing. But we also have our rockets. So I think we'll be fine as long as we maintain our distance. And after a couple more bullets in its face, it's almost dead. But yeah, we've ran out of bullets. Just 8 left on our assault rifle. And with our rocket launcher though, we still have a lot of rockets. So I think I can do this if I just play it smart. Just reload my rocket when it's done attacking and then shoot it whenever it's like pausing. I made sure to just hit the ground because if I try to target it and it moves away, it probably can dodge my rocket. But at the very least with the explosion, I can hit it for sure. And with a couple of HP left, I decided to become ballsy and like just charge at its face with my Gale Claw and pump action shotgun. Just 1.5k HP left. Just a couple more shots. I had to reload for some reason. I can't cancel the reload animation. Anyways, well, our shotgun will finish this. Oh my god, my Mercy Ring. And boom, we have defeated the boss. Let's go. Our 5th boss. And we have defeated Victor and Shadowbeak. So I guess the next thing we need to do now is explore Sakurajima. Capture a bunch of pals, level up, made a crude oil machine, and basically power up before we fight the Sakurajima tower boss. I decided to explore Sakurajima for now to get a bunch of Lift Monk effigies. Also tried to survey the surrounding, looking for places to put oil rigs on because I really need to upgrade my base, and I think the oil rig area would be a nice area to place our new base in. Catching pals is also a bonus because it can give us experience to level up. So yeah, these base areas in Sakurajima mostly have like 2 spots for oil. So Sakurajima makes for a good base now that we're 50 plus, now that we can make something that extracts oil. Totally forgot to mention, but these are shroomers. I'm not really sure what their use is for now. But anyways, we caught like 2 shroomers. Let's go. The base I decided to dismantle so that we can make the base at Sakurajima for now is the coal farm base. We already have like a lot of coal and I don't think I need this anymore for now, but I also plan to make a coal mining farm, so it's okay. I had to capture the Anubis again because I'm still hopeful to get the Artisan perk or even the Remarkable Craftsman if I am lucky enough. The Remarkable Craftsman, I believe, gives like 50% bonus to work. Not really sure. I don't really have the title yet, but I heard great things about it, and it's like one of the Demon God title where it's very rare. So we'll just hope for the best, I guess. Well, sadly, it was just hard skin. Anyways, while exploring Sakurajima, I found a shiny level 60 Quadro. I still have like 24 legendary spear, so I'm gonna try my luck on this thing, see if I can catch it. And oh boy, level 60 pals are tanky as hell. Look at my damage on this thing. I barely do something, and its damage is like, oh my god, it killed my Ragnarok. I'm not sure if it's one hit because his attacks are pretty effective, but yeah, let's just do our best on this thing. I'm pretty dumb for using my ground on water, but yeah, whatever. Any damage works. I just need assistance on battling this thing. Most of my useful pals are on my pal box right now because they died from the Shadow Beak battle. I totally forgot to bring them back to my party. But anyways, let's try and catch this Quadro. The chances we have to catch this Quadro is only like 9% per ball. It shows 1%, but for some reason it's 9% on display. So hopefully, yes, we caught it. Let's go. It took a while. It took a lot of balls. But yeah, it's ferocious and lucky. So this one is a strong one. Anyways, I finally decided which place I'm gonna turn into my base. This place right here looks really spacious. There's 2 oil spots and there's like a wall of mushrooms. So that's cool. Actually, I needed to deploy a bunch of these giant storage containers because I'll need to transfer all my items. I had my Anubis team transferred here. I need to make them a bed because it's gonna take a while before we finish this base. There's this new item called the Item Retrieval Machine, and what it does is it will tap into all the storages in your base so you can pick up an item you want in just using this one instead of like going to your chest. I thought that maybe this would also pick up items from the other bases, but I was wrong. Still though, it's pretty useful to like quick stack all the items you have in your inventory towards the chest that already has the items in it. It's a pain, but we need to say goodbye to our old base by destroying everything and looting everything and moving everything to the other base. I totally forgot about the existence of something called a guild chest, which was, I think, recently added. And with a guild chest, that thing will connect all the base's storage. Well, I mean, the guild chest on its own is a different storage that can be used in all the bases, and it contains all the items that is stored within the base or the other base. So anyways, on this new base, I laid out some stone foundation so that we actually would look something like decent, not just entire soil in the surrounding. Also, I did not notice, but there were actually a couple of coals in this base, which was pretty nice. That means we don't really need to put coal farm because these coals will respawn every day, I believe. So I won't be putting foundations on them so they keep respawning. My previous base had a problem that sometimes PAL can't get to their workplace because there were a lot of things obstructing their way. So this time I'll make sure that the center is kinda spacious without anything blocking their way, and I'll put most of the assembly lines at the edge so it won't bother them. Also, I'll make sure that I have a second floor now where they can sleep so I have more space on the first floor. I also tried to see if I can put like 2 crude oil extractors extractors here, but I just can't figure out how this works. There should be a YouTube video out there. There was, and I tried it out again, but it looks pretty ugly, and I did not really want to build my crude oil extractor like this. This is what it would look like if I had the two of them up. And there's also still like one more oil spot at the back, so I can make like 4 of them in my base, but I decided not to. And I constructed these large power generators so that 2 lightning types can power this thing up and we will get more electricity. It honestly took me a while to put all of these up. It's not the best, but I'm kind of contented that this is way better looking than my previous base. And also I have more space here for my pals to move around. I made sure that they have the best experience possible so that their sands doesn't lower down very fast. So I of course made sure they had like 2 high quality hot spring on each side. Their beds are not the large beds, but I think it's good enough and they shouldn't be complaining about a fluffy bed. Currently, my only problem right now is that I don't have enough plasteel to make the new stuff that I can make. So I'll need a lot of oil, and the progress for my oil gain is so freaking slow. So I think I need to make another base for getting oils. Also, I'm very glad to put an expedition site on the very edge of my base so that it doesn't use up a lot of space, because this thing is humongous. I then went back to the Astral Mountains in order to capture more pals so that I can level up. I then gathered a bunch of pure quartz because I still need a lot of circuit boards, because most of the stations I need to build now requires one. I then raided the level 30 or the lower leveled oil rig. I'm hoping to get a bunch of oil here because I'm really desperate for oil for that plasteel so I can make the new gears. The yield here isn't really much. Maybe around just 30 less or more. I don't know. But sometimes the chest doesn't spawn or it hasn't respawned yet. So there's that as well. Anyways, I just continued to fight humans and capture pals to gain some levels while waiting for oils to be produced. Sure if I highlighted this plant pal already, but yeah, I captured this one. How do you pronounce this? Lulu? Lulu. There was also a grass type Quavern here called Quavern Botan. I also captured those here in Sakurajima. There was also this red samurai looking dude that was pretty strong if he hits you, but yeah, we have our rocket launcher, so 1 shot 1 kill. But I forgot my burster ring again. But anyways, there's a few shots of our shotguns and they're all dead. I also caught a bunch of these dogs called Yakumo near cherry blossoms in Sakurajima. These things have a wonderful pal ability where if it has like certain good passives, and if you have it on your team and you use it during a fight, I believe, then it will most likely help us catch pals with the same passives that it has. So I never really got into farming Yakumos, but that's a good plan to do. I also discovered these Chillet Ignis. It's a fire type version of the Chillet. I eventually reached the beachside area of Sakurajima where there were a lot of these Kit, and they drop crude oil. So it was time to hunt a lot of them, and I will butcher them later for the extra crude oil that they can give me. Another pal that I've discovered here is a Gorirat Terra. So the Terra version of the gorillas, or Gorirat. A meteorite then descended at Sakurajima. And I was happy to find out it's no longer the usual Xenogard that we keep seeing, but a level 50 Selene, which only took like 2 shotgun shots. So I felt like this thing was a boss type because this is what the Sakurajima boss uses for her pal. But yeah, so you can see just 2 pumps of the shotgun. It's already like, yeah, fragile. Anyways, we caught Selene. Let's go. At night, there were these Wixen Nox that spawns. So I caught them as well because I don't have them yet. Oh look, another Meemog. Let's go. And after all that grind, all I was able to afford was about 13 pieces of plasteel. What the heck? I really need to start mass producing these crude oil farming thingies. I don't know how to get more. I can like leave my PC on while this farms. Oh look, another 46. I actually just forgot to collect them. Anyways, this should be around an extra, let's see here. How many total now with the new oils? 22. Oh my god, plasteel is so hard. I hate farming crude oils, man. We have this one kit with a passive called Mastery of Fasting. I guess that's pretty rare. Anyways, I tried farming a lot of Yakumo in hope for good passive so I can breed them as well. I then reached level 52 and unlocked the item called a large pouch. Also, the refrigerated crusher. I need this in order to improve my pal base. I then found the graveyard area of Sakurajima, but we'll need to wait for nighttime in order to catch the specific pal that only spawns here. It's a ghost-like pal that only spawns at that spot. Going to the other side of the beach, I then found a bunch of these scorpion-like pals called tricksters. They were easy to catch since they were on the lower level side. Also, I found this lightning flying pal called Beacon. Finally, I found a lightning flying pal. I was looking for this way before Sakurajima, but I can only find them here. It's so sad. Hey, we got some now. I also found some Hellziffer Lux here, so I of course jump on their faces and shoot some shotgun shots in their faces. Upon returning home, I then crafted myself the refrigerated crusher, and it uses about, I think, 30 plasteel. So yeah, once I check out what it can do and if it's pretty bad, I'll just deconstruct it and keep the plasteel myself. So what this thing actually does is it's the same as the water crusher, but it can make more progress and you will use like an ice pal instead of a water pal. Never really tried this, but I crafted myself a pal metal pickaxe. Let's see how powerful this thing is against rocks. I then decided to breed more Orzerk because I plan to expand my oil rig bases because I really need a lot of oil. I then made a bunch of these PAL labor research laboratory again because I wanted the PALs that weren't working in my base to do some research. So with this, we can improve their work's speed. After all those shenanigans, since I didn't really have a lot of ores with me, I couldn't make a lot of palmetto ingots to make those crude oil extractors as well as large generators. So while my farms are gathering some ores, I decided to just grind some kits myself to get some crude oils. Doing this will also help me level up, so it's a win-win in both situations. I get some oils, I get some kits, and I get some experience. Found another Meemog. I then went back to this place with Anubis and still hoping for that artisan perk. You know, I can just breed and make like an artisan Anubis, but whatever. I needed some Doomods here because there was one problem I had right now, which was the lack of polymers, meaning a lack of high quality pal oil. So I'll be needing a lot of Doomods and I'll put them in another base, which there will be like a lot of branches so I can mass produce those high quality pal oils. I also hunted myself another Veilet because my only Veilet was in an expedition. I needed this because it has a passive that increases the amount of item dropped by Earth-type pals if you're fighting together with a Veilet. So I was hoping that this would increase the amount of crude oil I can get from these monsters. I got another Meemog! Actually, never mind. That was my mistake for not removing my Ring of Mercy. I was too lazy to build a defensive wall around it to try and catch it. But just look at how fast it fled and it goes to the sky. I tried to snipe it though. Like I flew around it, but there were no items. It fell to the ocean. I can't really loot it. I'm so sad. I then discovered a level 60 shiny kit. And oh my god, this thing is sure is tanky. But I'm hoping it would drop a lot of crude oil. And at the same time, I plan to catch this thing. So, you know, we'll have a shiny kit. It was pretty hard to fight this guy since it was very tanky. And yeah, you can see the battle right here. Don't even know why the default level for these shinies are 60. We're just still at Sakurajima. I mean, I would understand if this was the Feybreak map. But, oh well. Upon making this guy like 1 HP and tried to catch it, I don't have any legendary spear with me, so I couldn't catch it at all. It rejects most of my spears, so I just decided to end it in hopes that I can still get some experience and crude oils from this. Amazing, there's no oil. Let's go. I thought oil was my problem here, but I was actually lacking in ore. I've been using my ore so much lately that I decided to eventually make like a second ore mining base. For now though, I focus on catching more kits and leveling up. I then fought with Menacing Terra with an Azure Robe as a mount. I have water element attacks, but it doesn't seem to be its weakness. I thought for sure that it would be weak to water since it was ground type. But I guess I was wrong with this. I think ground types are weak to plants? I was thinking about another PAL game, the ground is weak to water. So I guess I was wrong with this. Anyways, it's almost dying anyways. Our shotgun is just too strong for this guy. And we have caught the menacing Terra. I swear to God, his poison hurts a lot. So I tried a bit of balls here. But yeah, I managed to get it before I died. And I went to the cemetery area and there was a level 53 bounty target here. I was pretty scared of fighting this guy since I recently just reached level 53 and I don't really have the new gear yet. Anyhow, for the ghost pal, I told you that only spawns at night. It was this thing. Yeah, we got disturbed by the street assassin Orchin, so I'm having a hard time catching this while fighting this bounty target. So the pal's name is Suit Sir, and it's I believe a fire dark type pal. Anyways, let's deal with this guy first. Our shotgun would surely stagger this guy so he wouldn't attack, but I don't think I have enough damage to stagger him, so we'll just keep jumping around so his katana won't reach us at all. This seems to be a really nice strategy. See that? I absolutely dodged that thing. Anyways, a few shots in and we have defeated Urchin. I really hate the reload animation. It just doesn't stop. Anyways, we defeated him and got like 9 bounty tokens. So once again, we have met with the messenger of love right here. And she wanted me to sleep. Okay. So let's just get the item right here by doing the sleep emotion. And by doing this, I receive a training manual XL and about 264 gold and some medical supplies. After all the waiting and grinding, I can finally craft myself a laser rifle, a brand new weapon that we have recently unlocked. Also, it was now time to search for another base to put some oil rigs on, so we will have an easier time crafting a bunch of plasteel. I then crafted this thing called a guild chest at the next base we're planning to make as an oil rig. So with a guild chest, you can basically have a universal storage for all your bases. So that is the plan, so we don't need to like keep picking up stuff from one base to another. We can just get it through this one station right here. And it has a lot of slots inside, so this is pretty good. So I also crafted a guild storage in my ore farming base and destroyed most of the chests so that my transporting pals will just transport the item inside the guild storage. So I don't need to visit this place anymore. They will just passively send me the ores that they gather. I also made one for my base, of course, and I stored a bunch of materials that I would need in order to set up the new base. I'm not sure if there's a great area for farming electric pals, but yeah, I've been needing a lot of electric organ because of all the generators that I've been making, and the only source I have is buying it from a merchant right here. So currently, this is where all my money goes to, and it's not even enough. And so I decided to farm a bunch of these boss pals because they usually drop something that you can sell to the merchant for money. I really need to think of a way to make money just by having my pals work at base eventually. Like maybe make a farm for tomatoes and lettuce and make them a salad or something. Anyways, I just decided to sell a bunch of my pals that were lower than 30 because I don't really need them for expeditions. Also, I keep the ones with a good passive skill. I might need it later on for breeding. The grind never stops as I needed a lot more high quality pal oil. I still haven't made the ranch that I plan to make with the Doom mods yet. I really should start doing that because I'm getting lazy grinding all of these high quality pal oils. Anyways, I'm almost done with my second base. Just a few more builds and we can basically just leave it to make items on their own. Just the garden left and the ranch left and we're done here. Right now, my current goal would be to reach level 54. And for me to do that, I just need to keep capturing pals and fighting elite bosses. And so I went to this place where there was a Knocklim. This pal should be a very sturdy pal, but yeah, my shotgun is doing so good. Oh my god, we got him already. And if you're wondering why I want to reach level 54 as soon as I can, because there's a station there that I can craft that can easily butcher a lot of pals in one go. It's a machine for disassembling pals. And that's where all our Relaxaurus Rex and Kits are gonna go. I then went to the metal merchant and see what I could purchase with my dog coins, and now I can actually purchase a third slot. It only costed like 100 dog coins. I did not know. If only I knew earlier, I would have this third slot way earlier than now. Anyways, I just need to collect like 600 more and I can buy myself the fourth accessory slot. I then went to the Feybreak because I was looking for some star sand here. I was planning to craft an accessory called a double jump boots and an air dash boots. I just wanted to see how it would look like using them. Also catching pals here as well, so we're very close to leveling up. Just a few more catches I think and I should be level 54. Anyways, I went back to the beach and collected a lot of these star sands. These are pretty important in making the new accessories. Then encountered another shiny Feybreak Aqua, and yeah, this is gonna be a tough fight, but it feels like it isn't. Look at my pump action shotgun doing damage. Still though, it's gonna take a while before we can capture this thing. As you know, level 60 pals are pretty low chance of capturing with our legendary spear. There are two new spears in the Feybreak update. An exotic spear. I feel like the exotic spear is from the Sakurajima update. Not really sure anymore, but yeah. There is also a Feybreak spear which needs like the items here, like the hexolites and the chromites, which we're gonna get later on the game. Anyways, this thing doesn't really do a lot of damage. It's not like it's an elite. It's just a very tanky shiny, which takes a while to kill. I then made it low enough in order for me to catch it, but it's gonna take a while because as you can see, 9%, what is that RNG? But anyways, a couple of balls later, we have then caught the Feybreak Aqua. I think it took about more than 12 spears. I'm not really sure. Also, I finally reached level 54, unlocking the PAL disassembly conveyor belt. Also, the saddle for Gildane. So if you unlock this and you ride Gildane, your attack will turn into an earth element attack. But we already have an Anubis for that, so we don't really need this one. I'm conserving my tech points as it's going lower and lower the more I have been unlocking. But we can always like farm bounty targets in order to exchange the coupons, I think, or posters into tech manuals. I continued roaming around the Feybreak area and caught a bunch of the pals. I have about more than 20% chance to catch each of one of these using the legendary spears. It really depends on what their levels are. They're mostly above 50, so it's gonna be hard to catch them. I then found a really nice spot to make a base here at Feybreak. There's this giant large circle area just down here at the beach. And yeah, I think I'll establish my base around here. After returning home from my adventures, I actually managed to produce like a lot of oils that can make 15 pieces of blast steel. Also, my Grizzbolt and Relaxaurus have birthed a lot of Zerks. So I can also make another oil rig again. By oil rig, I mean the extractors. In one of the eggs that I've got at Feybreak, birthed Splatterina. I wasn't really sure what this does. I then checked it out, and it seems that if we butcher a pal, it would give more items. I think this is good for manually butchering like legendary pals that would give us like legendary schematics or something. Also, its handiwork level is level 4. It's the same as Anubis, so it's really good for handiwork. I then continued hunting a lot of Relaxaurus because I'm still lacking in high quality pal oil. It will never stop. Alright, so it's finally time to try out the double jump boots and the air dash boots. Did you see that? I double jump. That was very awesome. Like, bam, bam. Alright, so this double jump boots is actually amazing. Anyways, meteorite event. Let's capture another Celine to our collection. Also, by the way, the PAL metal pickaxe is so strong. Just look at this damage against rocks. It's crazy. I then crafted the air dash boots because I really wanted to try this, even if the double jump one was really fun already. Alright, look at this. Oh my god. It looks pretty fun, but the dash is just so small though. It doesn't cover a lot of area, but it feels like I'm playing Mega Man. The dash looks really awesome though. It's really fun to play. Anyways, the most awaited tool that we wanted. The PAL disassembly conveyor belt. So this thing is like using a meat cleaver where you chop down pals to get their materials. But instead of doing this one by one, you put it on a conveyor belt and then it will process and the machine will cut them up for you. Pretty convenient, huh? So we're getting some oils out of all of these random kits that we don't really need in our Pal boxes. After hunting for so much, I have so many kits in my inventory that I just want to chop them all up and harvest their crude oils. Also, the Velexaurus for their extra high quality pal oil. Feels so evil doing this, but yeah, it's only for the materials. Don't worry about it. No pals were hurt from this. Also, I've started crafting the laser rifle, so now we can try this bad boy. It needs an energy cartridge as ammo, and it takes like electric organ, and we really don't have any source of electric organ. Can't find an area where there's a lot of electric pals. Anyways, this is the laser rifle in action. The shotgun is still better though, but at the very least we can use the laser rifle if we wanna fight in long range. The shotgun is for like the face, like splashing the face with bullets. And because of my lack of ores, I manually mined a bunch of ores using my pal metal pickaxe, which is doing really great. But I really need to set up that base for ore farm. I also tried to capture some Astigon and Blazamut every day, as these two were pretty useful. They had like 4 in mining. Also, the Blazamut has a chance to give us like a legendary recipe for an assault rifle, so I'm gunning for that as well. But regarding that, I'm not really lucky in case of the assault rifle. I just got really lucky regarding the shotgun for getting it in one try. But for this one though, yeah, not that lucky. Never really gotten it. And then the usual oil rig farm because, you know, oil. Once I have the armor set, the new armor set, then I will try to fight the Sakurajima boss. And look at this. One of the loot that I got here was a legendary cold resistant pelt armor. It's pretty useless because it's a low level armor, but still, I wish it was like the pal armor, the new armor, then that would be awesome. Most of my money really goes to buying electric organs because I just don't have any source for this. I wish there was like a pal that would make electric organ. I then started my second farm in hopes that I can make a lot of money with this for selling onions and carrots. I also finally made my second ore farming base, because it's finally time. It's been a while. I was really lacking in a lot of ores because I've been using a lot of them lately. So this will help us a lot. And while waiting for all the materials to be gained from my ore farm, my crude oil farm, and every other bases that I have, I just decided to grind out some levels for now, capturing a bunch of random pals at Sakurajima. Honestly, my main focus here are the usual kits because I really just wanted an armor set. The only thing remaining now is the helmet. As you can see, I'm already wearing the new armor. After all of these, we're gonna try and fight the boss here in Sakurajima to see if we can beat her yet. After returning home, I then process the kits into crude oils and other materials that it provides. So a few more plasteel and we can craft the helmet and we can fight the boss. Then went back to my second base where the plantation was, tried selling both the onion and the carrot, but they don't really sell for a lot, so I feel like I'm wasting my time with these. But this will serve well as food for my pals. I then breeded a bunch of Lylene so they can handle all the farming on my other base. Since these have like tier 4 in planting, so it's gonna be really good. And after a while, finally I had enough to craft myself the plasteel helmet, and it's time to fight the boss afterwards. And this is what I look like now with my new armor set. I feel like the previous armor looked cooler, but yeah, whatever. I then decided to spare a bunch of souls, enhancing this Selvagus right here, the one we got from an egg. It's one of the new Feybreak monster, and it is a dragon type, so I'm thinking it's gonna be very useful against the Sakurajima boss. I don't really plan to use most of my souls yet. I'm thinking of like grinding a legendary, then use my souls on them. But it has to be a good stat first, or else, yeah, I'm gonna be wasting a lot of souls. But I prefer to just wait it out and keep all the souls with me for now. Anyways, I think I'm prepared now to try on the Sakurajima boss. Alright, so Saya and Celine. These guys are pretty strong last time I fought them on my previous run. But oh my god, look at our Sylvegis. He has this giant shield that like he charges in with it. And oh my god, he just feels very strong. And my laser rifle is doing pretty good. Like 1k per hit. I think we got this fight. We already like dealt 1/8 of her HP. And yeah, we're doing great against Celine right now. And just look at Sylvegis. Look at its damage. It's pretty strong, honestly. It's not bad. I like it. And he looks really cool as well. But really, Celine has these attacks that are really lethal. If it hits you, you're basically dead. So I most of the time just try to dodge most of it. Like that one right there, it looks pretty cool. Like a moonlight shining down below you. And then there's this laser ray. I'm so glad that I have saved my Sylvegis in time, or else it would probably have died if I didn't return it. When fighting Celine, I actually swap a bunch of my pals because the Baggies keeps going lower and lower because of Celine's multiple attacks. But anyways, I made sure that none of my pals die, but it will eventually come a time where like this Ragnarok right here, he's almost dead. I'm glad that I noticed that his HP drained. We're close to half health on Saya. So just a few more hits, I guess. Hopefully we got this. Our Sylvegis is almost fully recovered. Well, not really. At least around 60%. But I think it's good enough to like do all of his skills. Its attack skills are really cool looking. I like it. Especially the shield charge. I think if you have this... Oh my god, our Sylvegis is dead. Okay, but we're at like below half health already. So just a few more hits and we should be able to bag Celine. Oh my god, our rocket launcher is actually doing a great job against this. I'm considering to just use the rocket launcher and just like try to avoid most of its attack and avoid. But I also want to try and use the shotgun. The shotgun is amazing as usual. But oh, the death ray. Oh my god, we're gonna die. Okay. So there's a few more hits and we're probably dead. And oh my... I have no clue how to remove like the burn manually. I guess all we need to do is like wait for it to go away. But I was thinking that maybe rolling on the ground would remove this in hopes that it would. But then again, I accidentally died from this AoE skill. So yeah, that was a pretty bad run. It was a good try though. So our Ragnarok, that last fight was pretty useless. So I decided to breed Godfins again. I would like to have an additional 30% attack and 10% defense instead of having a Ragnarok that just stays in my party or something. After this, I'll try defeating Saya again. So for now, I'll hunt a couple of Godfins to condense. I made sure to resupply my ammo as well, as I used a couple of them on that fight earlier. I then did a bunch of improvements on my farm bases by installing some alpha wave and beta wave generators. Also, pickaxe and helmet because I already reached our research level that would unlock this to improve mining efficiency. I then crafted this new thing called a large-scale oven, and what it does is it enables multiple fire pals to help in cooking. And after a while, my Godfins finally bred something that I would want, a Vanguard and Stronghold Strategist. All that's left now is to hunt enough Godfin to make it a max star level. Alright, so I managed to farm all the Godfins I needed, and now I have a second Godfin that is 4-star. We have so much boost on our attack and defense now, so let's go. So currently, my attack is 338 because of the 80% pal skill effect. Removing my Godfins, I only have like 231. So both of my Godfins give me like 60% in total. So that's amazing. I then decided to explore Feybreak for a bit, fought a bunch of these Feybreak Berserkers, and eventually reached level 55. I've unlocked the Ultra Shield, but the items required to make it was kind of impossible for me right now. I mean, not impossible, but so grindy. So I guess I'll just make this later on, unless I make the new shield that is available in Feybreak. Anyways, I continued the grind here. I really feel like fighting Saya yet. I just wanted to explore more of Feybreak for now. But I'm ready. With my second Godfin, I think I'm very much ready to fight Saya already. I then raided this Feybreak warrior base. I feel like if I destroy this missile thingy, I can now use like my flying pals. Maybe there's like a cooldown each time and these machines would respawn after a while. But maybe I should bring a flying pal next time. So once I destroy this, maybe I can freely explore with a flying pal. So same thing as the oil rig, you only need to hack this thing and it will explode to nothing. I also rescued this trapped Nyafia, which happily joined our pal team. And I stumbled upon this bounty target called Billy. He was level 57, so I was kind of scared of fighting him, so I just skedaddled out of there. And I've met this really cool pal. I mean, we already have one. We got one from an egg. But yeah, the way it attacks, it just teleports everywhere. It wasn't really that tanky though, so I easily shot it with a shotgun and throw a ball at its face. So that was the Splatterina. Her attack kits are really cool. It's like an assassin that teleports behind you and like does a lot of damage. It's a surprising attack, which is pretty cool. I then found another Meemog. Hopefully this thing doesn't run away. I hit it with my Fanglope. And as we killed it, and we got a bunch of coins. I got a lot of eggs on that adventure. And I got my first Capritine Knock. So there's a knock versions of these Corgi plants. There was also this Nightmare, which I'm not sure what it is. And we got another Sylvagis. I am thinking of upgrading my Sylvagis though, like capturing a lot of them and maybe condensing them. But it's a plan for the future. It's a pretty strong dragon type. So what Nightmare does, it has this passive called a Soul Collector. And when fighting together, Pal drops more souls. For the Capritine Knock, it produces venom glands when assigned to a ranch. There were these food that I have looted at Feybreak, which gives like plus 25% more damage. So of course, I ate them and gave one to Silverius because now we're gonna fight the Sakurajima boss. Alright, time for round 2. Just look at this charge by Sylvagis. It does like 6k damage and that's amazing. I had to recall him though so he would be safe from the beams of Celine. Anyways, time to call him back now that she's done with her attack. But then again, she wasn't done actually and my Sylvagis bird. But for some reason, my Sylvagis is pretty tanky. Maybe because it's 55? Would that make a difference? I'm not really sure. And Celine's already down to like 214k HP now. And now that we're in a distance, laser rifle is really good against this. And once the balls ends, I'm gonna summon my Sylvagis again so it can try attacking again. And I really hate this icicle rain and also the rain of fire that she does. It does a lot of damage, especially the one where he shoots like where she shoots like a giant crystal or something. But still, wow, we're destroying this Celine and Saya so fast. I guess level does make a difference. And being 55, our Sylvagis is very strong right now. Just look at all those damage. Still though, the burn is annoying as heck, I swear. Time to recall our Sylvagis before it gets hit by that. I think if it gets hit by that, it would have died. For this one, easily dodgeable with our Gale Claw. We can just summon our Sylvagis again now that it has regenerated a bit of HP. And I think the damage comes from the food that we have fed it. The increase in 25% attack really helps a lot. And this laser beam of death though, wow, I'm burning to death. Oh my god, I need to keep myself safe or all of this was pointless. We're already at half health. We can have Sylvagis tank now because we're pretty low. I do still believe that rolling would restore remove the burn, but I don't think it does. I'm not really sure. Anyways, our Sylvagis died. We still have a lot of other pals on our arsenal though. I just hope I don't need to use my Goblins. Because I'm not sure if they die, the passive still works on me. Oh my god, our Fanglope is dying as well. We have no choice but to make use of our Goblin. Anyways, I'll just make sure that they're not in danger because I really need their additional damage to the enemies. Oh my god, it was a close call for this guy. Good thing I recalled him before the balls hit him or something. Oh, at least he did not die. We still have like a Gale Claw and a Goblin, but I don't think I'll be using the Gale Claw. Maybe just the Goblins. The Gale Claw dodge is really essential for us right now. And we're very close to defeating Saya. Just 38k more HP. We just need to stay healthy. Keep shooting with our laser rifle at a far away distance and we should be fine. But then again, she has those really fast like slash attacks. Ah, I'm so low. Oh my god, and she's so low. Okay, we just need to avoid everything and then keep shooting. She'll eventually die, right? 5k more HP. I hope I'm not wearing my Mercer Ring and we have defeated Celine and Saya. Let's go. Alright, I think we're done with Sakurajima. I have defeated all the bosses here and nothing else. I guess only thing remaining here is to farm a bunch more pals, I guess. Aside from that, nothing really. So I guess it's time to explore Feybreak. Okay, another supply drop, and we got ourselves a bunch of oil, about 36, and another potion that increases our stats. Hoping to get like a boost in defense, HP, or attack, but most of the time I get like the work speed boost. But still, we are thankful for getting a permanent stat boost. I then continued on my hunting spree for pals so I can level up some more. Also explored areas I haven't yet in Palpagus Island. Even if these guys are already very low leveled, I still haven't been here yet, so I just want to clear the map. I then found this Depresso nest full of Depresso, and if I remember correctly, I don't really have that much Depresso caught yet. So yeah, I decided to catch everything here, because why not, you know? Not really sure what I'll do with all these low level Depresso. Probably just gonna disassemble them or maybe sell them. With a bonus experience from catching pals that I haven't finished catching yet though, I reached level 56. And then I found another Meemog. I just realized the higher level the Meemog, the more coins it gives you. I also killed a bunch of bounty targets which I haven't defeated yet, like Shadow right here. Then went on a hunt for some Lift Monk FAGs so I can improve my catching power. I finally found where I can fight this Elizabeth boss. It's only level 31, so it's gonna be an easy catch, but still, it took me a while before I found the entrance. I think with all my playthroughs, I never really caught this thing because I just couldn't find the entrance. But now we found it. Let's go. We have got this Elizabeth boss. I then used most of my remaining tokens into buying some high-grade technical manual because I was lacking in tech points now because I've leveled up so much and I've unlocked so much that I've just run out of tech points. And so finally reaching 56, I can now make myself a smoky saddle and metal detector. And with these two, we can now find chromite. Also, we can now make a gigantic furnace and also a hexolite, and I also learned the ability to make an advanced spear assembly line. And so after I look for more of the bounty targets, I guess, I will go to Feybreak now since we need to farm for hexolite. It seems I should not have killed the humans all along, specifically the bosses. Because, like I said, if you disassemble them, they still give you, like, the bounty tokens. So, dang, it was my mistake. I should have caught them all. Anyways, I had my pals craft me a smoky harness so we can start looking for chromite. I still couldn't make the giant furnace though because I needed a lot of Night Star sand. So I headed over to Feybreak Beach and like look for a lot of these Night Star sand. After it was morning, I then decided to grind some levels by catching some pals. Also, they will help a lot in expeditions because they're very high level. I then discovered this elite Starion, so I decided to fight it, but first I needed to catch its minions first because they'll be an annoyance and also they're a great addition to our expedition force. Most of these guys are easy to dodge just by double jumping with my Fenglope. They can't really hit me. I swear, I can use like the new spear called Exotic Spear, but it uses like a plasteel in order to make. And as you know, plasteel is difficult to make because we have a scarce amount of crude oil. So I just mass produce a bunch of legendary spears, even if the percentage to catch pals is very low. Anyways, this 57 Starion was very easy to destroy with our pump action shotgun. Like just a few shots and it's already, we caught it, boom. Also, in order to craft this gigantic furnace, I actually needed 150 plasteel, and I'm just so glad that I have enough. And with the Spirit Blossom Cave Sakurajima expedition, one of our problem with oils is solved for a bit, I guess, because every 45 minutes or so, I would get a couple of oils from the expedition, even if I only get like little percent of rewards because my pal levels aren't really that high. I need to level up my pals some more or catch higher level pals so that our expedition force will be more powerful. Look, I caught another Selene. Let's go. You can actually power up expeditions by researching both mining and lumbering because they have a tree here that increases the amount of rewards you get from expedition, also lower the time required in order to finish an expedition. So it's very helpful to research those two and just mass spam the expeditions. I then went to Feybreak and explored the area once more, and I found this tunnel called the Shield Dragon Tunnel. Also, I've been using my Smokey a lot to use its ability to find some chromites, but I had no luck at all. But I'm spamming it right now in hopes that I can maybe find some chromite somewhere. Maybe I should make the metal detector. It's not working out, Smokey. It's not working out. Anyways, inside this cave was the Shield Dragon Sylvegis. I wasn't really sure how tough this guy is, but since our Fenglope has like an ice attack, it should work well against this guy since it's a dragon type. And it's not as tanky as I thought. So yeah, we can probably do this really quick. It's level 59 though. I was hoping for more against this guy. So I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't that tanky. But the shield is awesome though. Just look, if he has a shield out, my damage is basically non-existent. It's like the shield from the guys in Overwatch. If you guys play those, you know, the tank shields. The one where you can also shoot bullets from the other side. So I'm assuming if we mount this guy and use that skill, we can also get shielded from all damage source. That would be awesome. Anyways, we have defeated Sylvegis and caught it. We already have one, but yeah, we have defeated the boss one. I then used my little Smokey down here, and to my surprise, it detected a bunch of chromite. So yay, it worked out. Smokey is pretty useful all along. What's surprising was not only was there one chromite here, but there was actually 4 of them. I was mining very happily down here, so this area here is like a treasure trove of chromite. There's just so many. So yeah, let's go. Cool. We just need hexolite. And so the grind for the ores begin. I can't really find a certain area which there would be a lot of these hexolite nodes because I would like to make a base that would manually farm it for me instead of myself farming them. It's gonna take a while for us to collect a bunch of these hexolites, but we'll eventually have enough to craft like maybe the next armor set. Aside from that, my other activities involve catching these more than level 45 plus bosses like Astigan and Blazamuth. I made a mistake here of forgetting to like wear my Mercy Ring. I'm so sad. I also had the ability to craft this new module called the Sniper Module 2. It has a capture strength of +3, so of course I'm crafting this thing. The next thing in the agenda was I was running out of those ancient tech manuscript something in order to research more regarding PAL work speed and also increasing the expedition rewards. So I then went around the world to catch a bunch of these bounty criminals so I can, you know, butcher them for more tokens. Expeditions, these are what I've been getting. A bunch of spears, some oil, and yeah, I just basically keep doing this and it lasts for like around 40 minutes. I think it's a good enough reward to get for free every time we go back home. All I need to do now is just to keep catching high-level PAL, also continue my research so we can get more out of the expeditions. And so I went out to catch even more PALs. I wish I was rich enough for plasteel that I can actually make the higher tiered spears instead of keeping using the legendary spears. Now that I have enough hexolite, I can now make the advanced spear assembly line. I was pretty excited about this so I can learn about crafting the new spear, but it takes like 2 plasteel. I'd rather not. I'm pretty poor on that. Maybe once I have like a surplus of it, I can craft a lot of these exotic spears. Next thing I wanted to do was finally fight the Jet Dragon because I really wanted a PAL that can travel the land and the air very fast. So that's our goal right now. And so I need to prepare some ice type PALs in order to fight the Jet Dragon. So I thought that maybe the Vanworm Chris would be a good PAL against it. But I think I need like a second one in case it dies. But still, I decided to try it out to see how it goes. As you can see, the Jet Dragon doesn't really have a lot of HP, and I believe we can handle this with only 15,000 HP versus the bosses that we've been fighting with more than 100k HP. I think this is way easier. Then again, it's a level 60 PAL, so we're probably gonna have a hard time eventually in one of its attacks. And oh my god, what the hell is that? That thing destroyed my Vanworm so fast. In just one attack, it's already dead. Anyways, we still have 4 of our other pals. So I'm hoping that at the very least they can help me with this fight against the Jet Dragon. I'm doing my best here, trying to stay away, trying to stay alive, just using my Gale Claw and like shooting from afar. But I should have probably prepared more ammo for my laser rifle. Anyways, we're almost at half HP. We can keep trying and trying. We'll eventually kill this thing. As I got close to beating the Jet Dragon though and capturing it, I made a huge mistake. Just one laser from this Jet Dragon and I died. Dang. I really need that second ice pile. For now, I just decided to continue grinding and also look for that candidate second ice pile that I want. I can always just, you know, use a second... I can also just catch or use another Van Worm Chris and maybe that would work out. Anyways, after a bit of grinding, catching pals, I leveled up to 57 and unlocked the advanced bow, the hexolite armor, and the beam sword. So these are new things that I'm looking forward to using, especially the advanced bow since I really like bows in this game. So I continued grinding for hexolite ores and also pals. And here we see pals called the Lukemon Chris. Since it was already level 54, this was a perfect candidate in order to fight the Jet Dragon. So this was the plan. Capture this and try the Jet Dragon once more. It's very squishy though. It took me like a few hits only and like it's already 1 HP. Still, it's an ice type and we would like this against the Jet Dragon. And so I caught the boss one. Just need to try to catch this minion of his and then we'll be on our way to the Jet Dragon. I had enough materials in order to craft the hexolite armor, and this is how we look like now. Nice, more defense and HP. For the advanced bow though, I was lacking in hexolite, so I just needed to wait for my fire pals to finish kindling it into hexolite, and then I need to farm more hexolite in order to make the advanced arrows. Another supply drop dropped near my base. So in this supply box, there was actually a recipe for a rocket launcher schematic 1. So with this, we can improve our damage. I checked the stats and the only difference with the normal one was about 1,000 damage. But still, that's a lot of extra damage. So of course I'm making it. Anyways, I finally decided it was time to make our Dumod ranch farm because I really need a lot of polymers. And I keep forgetting to make some ranches on my other bases so that I can grind a bunch of these high quality pal oil for polymers. I now had enough hexolite and other materials in order to craft the advanced bow. I also crafted about 60 pieces of the arrows. I'm pretty sure it's not enough and I can craft some more because there's more hexolite right here. I then had my Anubis craft me more legendary spears. I know I'm a cheapskate for plasteel, but whatever, man. I'll take my chances with legendary spears. I have 21 ultimate spears from all the expeditions that I've been doing, so I think this is good enough as well. And if ever we can't catch the Jet Dragon with this, we can always use our legendary spears. Before we fight the Jet Dragon, I plan to make this Mamora's Curry in order to increase my attack by 25% and also my 2 ice pals. And so I went to my second base because I was lacking potato in order to make that food buff. That 25% boost in attack is gonna be so juicy. It's probably gonna make the Jet Dragon fight pretty easy. I also finally got started in making my Dumod farm. No more worrying about polymers in the future. I then went to the #1 wildlife sanctuary because I have that quest for capturing an Ectideer Terra. It has been so long, I never really did it. So now I finally decided to come here and catch a bunch of these pals right here. And you can see on the top right, the only quest that remains is to confront the boss in the Feybreak Tower. There were also Petalias here, so that this was a good fight. I never really knew. I don't really visit this area that often. There was also a Grisbolt here. I swear to God, I never knew that the wildlife sanctuaries are pretty great because it's full of like those rare looking pals that you just can't get randomly in the field. I then had my pals cook me the Mamoras curry, and it's time to head back to the Jet Dragon. Alright, so it's time for round 2. This time we're buffed up. We have our new bow. We have our uncommon rocket launcher. The initial attack was pretty strong. I think it was a 9k highly effective attack. Check this out again. Oh, it's just 800. What was that earlier I did? I don't remember. I think I was blind. Anyways, we have our Loopmon Chris. Hopefully it can freeze the Jet Dragon in place so we can freely attack it. Okay, so take a look one more time. Oh, I guess the one I'm critting was the rocks. It's not really the Jet Dragon. Anyways, just look at our Loopmon Chris freezing this Jet Dragon. So it's highly effective. Let's recall that each time it tries to attack with a high level attack, I guess, so it doesn't die. So this is a nice strategy. Okay, that's time to use the bow. See how much damage? Wow, 600 for a hit. Oh, this is crazy. This bow is awesome. I feel like we have a high chance of defeating the Jet Dragon here. I need to make sure that I have the Mercy Ring or else I probably accidentally kill this thing. Anyways, I think this Frozen Gleam Strike is the one that's freezing the Jet Dragon. I'm not totally sure. But yeah, Loopmon Chris is doing such a great job against this guy. Its freezing attacks is the one I like the most. The one, stay in place, buddy. Let me reload my rocket and then boom, boom. Actually, no. It's pretty hard if it keeps moving around. So I'd rather just use it when it's not trying to fly around. I eventually lowered the Jet Dragon to the point where it's almost time to catch it. But my life and also my Loopmon Chris's life are both in danger. I took a really high risk there of like jumping in its face and like shooting with my shotgun. But anyways, we have reached 1 HP in the Jet Dragon. All we need to do now was keep throwing our balls and try to survive, because there's always this bug that whenever you try to catch something, they always, you know, their attacks are still valid and like they keep trying to kill you. So all I'm doing right now is just sit flying and flying around with my Gale Claw until I catch this thing, because oh my god, this is so dangerous. Anyways, I think a couple more balls. I'm just glad that I have the ultimate spear right now, because I think without this we're gonna be having a hard time. And with this, we have got the Jet Dragon. Let's go. I then crafted myself the Jet Dragon missile launcher, or its saddle. Also repaired my pickaxe because it was now time to farm some Hexolite again. Anyways, look at how fast this thing is. It's a literal jet. A Jet Dragon. Let's go! We'll have an easier time looking for all those Lift Monk effigies and other stuff that we need to go to. Just look at this thing in action. Let's see. We have here a meteorite event, so we just spam our missile launcher in Celine's face. The attack seems pretty underwhelming now that I'm using it, but oh my god, that laser though. Celine got deleted, man. Honestly wanted to catch this, but well, we deleted Celine. I just continued my daily activities of catching some Astegon Blazamoot and other pals for experience and also their usability. Like for these bosses right here, it's for their mining ability. I also continued hunting some bounty targets because I needed more tech points. And these guys are wonderful for that. Oh my god, Jet Dragon is just amazing for traveling and looking for stuff to hunt. It's so fast. In Feybreak though, I thought that maybe they won't target my Jet Dragon as long as it's not flying above and only like flying inland. But I was wrong about that because for some reason there was a giant missile that headed on my way. So yeah. I have to recall my Jet Dragon because I don't want it dead. I need to bring my Fenglope again and yeah, use it here in Feybreak until I destroy those missile guided thingies. Then maybe I can use my Jet Dragon to explore. Anyways, thank you guys for watching part 2 of this video. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. On part 3, we'll be covering more of Feybreak as well as trying to get the other legendary pals that I haven't caught yet. Also, we'll be doing the raid pals, the Belianor, Blazamoot Ryu, and the new one. Alright, bye now. Thank you guys for watching.